is no better way to start a football game than this.
Block! Just the kicker to beat. Hamilton using it. Past the 20. Richard Hamilton to the end zone.
I don't know who we're playing, but they better be ready because the Center Go Trojans are coming.
The field makes the grab at the 40. Donovan McCauley. Past the 30. One man to beat. Donovan McCauley all the way in.
The streak is finally over, man! The streak is finally over!
Oh my goodness, this game always delivers.
Thank you, calling Pop Jones Cumberland. This is Kyle speaking.
The pizza's here! I know, right?
Two vehicles, same model, same color, same price. The difference? The Tom Wood vehicle is a better value because it comes with our exclusive lifetime powertrain coverage at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
There is no better way to start a football game than this.
Block! Just the kicker to beat. Hamilton using it. Past the 20. Richard Hamilton to the end zone.
I don't know who we're playing, but they better be ready because the Center Go Trojans are coming.
The field makes the grab at the 40. Donovan McCauley. Past the 30. One man to beat. Donovan McCauley all the way in.
The streak is finally over, man! The streak is finally over!
Oh my goodness, this game always delivers.
At Tom Wood, we believe you can't put a price on peace of mind, so we don't. With Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage, you're protected for unlimited miles and unlimited time, all at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Thank you, Colin Pop Jones. Cumberland, this is Kyle speaking.
The pizza's here.
Give me my Papa John's.
The cheese is my favorite. I love the plain.
Is that Supreme?
I really like it.
They scored touchdowns here. You gotta be able to get these guys off the field to get the game. Nice punt.
The MIC Network Game of the Week is a proud product of Frontrunner Media's Next Generation Initiative. Thanks to Frontrunner, the MIC Network Game of the Week allows students around the MIC to get hands-on experience while working alongside media professionals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the hardworking students that make it possible. The MIC Network, led by students, powered by champions.
Announcers, we have announcer audio. And the Warren Central Warriors. Good evening, I'm Logan. Audio or announcers by Travis Brown. Travis.
This has always been touted as a big boy game. This is where the best of best play, and everybody that loves the game of football definitely wants to play.
Absolutely. This is a game where both of these teams have a little bit more on the line than just looking for their record or looking for a win. When you have the east side versus the west side, it means just a little bit more. And like you said, you can throw the records out of the window.
Well, this is one of those games that, you know, no matter how great your season's going, if you can put a stake in the ground when you graduate and say, we beat Warren Central, we beat Ben Davis, it always makes you feel a little bit better about whatever else happened on the way to hopefully a state championship for one of these guys. But this is just filled with so much energy, so much excitement, so much passion, and so much pride, whether you're from the west side or the east side.
And you talk about this game meaning just a little bit more. Well, if you're the Ben Davis Giants, they come into this one 1-3 on the season. They had a couple setbacks earlier on where they lost to Ben Davis and Avon. They got a win inside the MIC where they took down Westside rival, the Pike Red Devils, but they're coming off a 35-12 loss against the top-ranked team in the state, the Center Grove Trojans. They're a team that's looking for that turnaround victory.
What Coach Simmons was clear in our conversation with him last week was how important it was for the kids to get to a point where they had this positive routine with all the craziness going on and get into a routine that allows them to be what they really are as Ben Davis Giants.
Ball's teed up on the 40-yard line. Joe Jackson, the kicker for the Warren Central Warriors in their pink out night, as this one going to be booted deep through the hands of Carnell into the end zone. Touchback for Joe Jackson and the Warren Central Warriors. So it's going to be Ben Davis starting this series off, led out on the field by junior quarterback Jawan Swanson, who's had a bit of an up-and-down year, but definitely a dual-threat quarterback.
Well, so much talent, you know, as a quarterback, trying to find his rhythm, figuring out who he is as a quarterback, what his own identity is, and you know, as a junior, you're still trying to figure out how do I own and get that command of this offense
Yep.
and have that leadership. And I think as the season gets on, you're going to see more and more great things from him.
Swanson going to go out of the shotgun. Fuentes to his left in the backfield. 3 men down for the Warriors. Handoff Fuentes left side. Going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage by Andrew Nelson. Gain of none on the play.
Well, one thing that the Warriors knew coming into the season is that the defense was going to be what kept them in games. They had a lot of great players out there. They had leadership.
Second and 10 from the 20-yard line. Same look, 3 receivers top side. Swanson looking left side, quick trigger. Finds his man, Rylan Richardson, for a 15-yard reception. First down, Ben Davis. First down for the Giants. Flipping the field as Swanson keeps it himself. Left side, makes one man miss, gets to the corner, and is going to step out of bounds just past the 40-yard line for a gain of about 5. And same formation, we're going to see the Giants right now out of the shotgun set for the majority of the night. Handoff Fuentes, makes the first man miss, and we met just past the 45-yard line. He'll get a gain of about 4 on the play, and finally going to be drugged down from behind there by Elijah Williams. Third and 1. Ball on the 45-yard line. 3 men down still for the Warriors. Swanson fakes it, goes left side, has a hole, breaking through, tumbling past the 50-yard line. Finally going to be brought down by Lee Alexander. First down for the Giants. First and 10 for the Ben Davis Giants. Into Warren Central Warrior territory. Swanson looking right side. Eccles pressuring. Ball thrown up in the air, and it is caught! It is caught! Touchdown, Ben Davis from 45 yards out. Donnell Mason bringing in his first touchdown strike of the season. Touchdown, Ben Davis. Just about 3 minutes in, a 45-yard strike from Swanson to Donnell Mason to put the Ben Davis Giants on top. Extra point up, and that will be good. So an early 7-0 lead for the Ben Davis Giants as they strike first in the Circle City Showdown. We're going to sit it down to Josh Ayen on the sideline, our end zone reporter. Josh, what did you see?
Thanks, guys. Well, Warren Central came into this game with the #1 score defense in the MIC. But right there, Ben Davis advanced thanks to a 47 touchdown pass from Donnell Mason. He beat his man Terez Reed on that play, and Coach Jason West for Warren Central has praised Terez Reed and his ability to lead in the secondary. I'm sure Terez will have more to say throughout the course of this game. But right now, Ben Davis, a great start leading 7-0. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. And the MIC Network welcomes the Tom Wood Automotive Group as our newest partner. If you're looking for a new Nissan, Toyota, Lexus, or one of the other 9 brands that they sell, let the exceptional team at Tom Wood help you find your next car or keep the car you now drive in tip-top shape. Check out all their locations at tomwood.com. Also, the MIG Network welcomes back Papa John's as a partner in bringing you the best high school sports coverage in central Indiana. The Papa John's team is ready to cover your hunger at over 30 area locations. When you're ready for better pizza, make sure you order Papa John's. Just go to papajohns.com. Hardesty has it teed up as he boots this one away. Going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. Holman with the crease gets up near the 30-yard line. Going to be first down for Warren Central. We will take a look at them for the first time tonight. And Travis, in this one, Warren Central Warriors coming off a 40-0 victory over Lawrence Central. How do you think this offense is going to get rolling tonight against the Giants?
Well, early on they were struggling, and when Coach West said, hey, we knew this was a young offense, and it was going to take a few weeks for them to really gain traction. You saw them finally put all the pieces together last week and put not just a couple points on the board, put a lot of points on the board.
First and 10 for Warren Central. Powell going to go under center. This one right up the gut to Jordan. He's met immediately by a pair of Giants. Romel Williams, first 2 for the Ben Davis Giants, the big man inside.
Well, this defense we know is tough for Ben Davis as well. They're going to put at least 7 guys, if not 8 guys in the box, man up on the outside and tell Warren Central, if you can't throw the ball, then you're going to have to run through our tough front 7.
And this is a defense here that has struggled a bit inside the MIC for Ben Davis. They've given up about 176 rushing yards a game. That's 6th best in the MIC as Jordan looking to get to the outside, and it looks like gonna drop back, and the ball comes loose. It was poked out at the very end. Officials getting in the skirmish, and it's gonna be 3rd down for Warren Central as they've gone backwards on this series.
Well, it's tough to get out, when you're down 7 already. You need to have some momentum to keep your defense on the sideline. 2 tough runs, no yardage. It's going to be interesting to see if Prince is able to air this ball out on 3rd down and move the ball down the field.
Cameron Davenport coming out of the game. He had a big set in there for the Ben Davis Giants. Now they're looking back to 3 men down on the line as Powell going to go out of the shotgun. 2 receivers top side of the screen. And now we're going to get flag on the play. And going to be an illegal formation there on the Warren Central Warriors. So polar opposite starts to the game here. Ben Davis went down, got 7. Warren Central going backwards.
Well, this is not how Coach West wanted to start this game, and so they're going to have to flip the switch, or this could get out of hand quick. Ben Davis playing well as they are.
3rd and 16 after the penalty. Ball pushed back to the 22-yard line. Powell drops the ball, scrambling right side. Gonna tuck it and run, and gonna be forced out of bounds by Latarian Golden. Gain of just a few, but not gonna be nearly enough. 4th down coming up for this Ben Davis Giants defense, who have held tough on this first series.
Yeah, great first series for Ben Davis. If you are putting that group of defensive guys out there, they come ready to play. If you're Warren Central right now, this is not good news. Your defense is going back on the field to a red-hot Ben Davis offense.
Joe Jackson standing at his own 10-yard line. He's been huge for Warren Central so far. Has had a long of 64 yards on this punt. And this is a beauty as Mason, calling for a fair catch, drops down right at the 37-yard line. So a good flip of the field there from Joe Jackson and the Warren Central Warriors. If you're looking for custom-designed apparel for your organization or company, you'll win every time when you team up with the folks at Brand Visions. No order is too small or too large. So before you pay too much, get a quote from Brand Visions. Contact them at brandvisionsllc.com. Well, on the last series, Ben Davis marched down the field and capped it off with a 45-yard strike from Juwan Swanson to Donnell Mason for the easy score. And they're going to look to capitalize and do the same this time around. Swanson going to be out of the shotgun, Fuentes to his right. Mason in motion. And we had a quick jump there and going to be offsides on Warren Central. And as you know, in high school, once you jump off sides, you do not get that chance to jump back, and it was Jaden Perkins, the senior in the middle, that had the jump. But that was someone that Coach West had talked very highly of in his leadership ability for the defense.
Well, yeah, there's some great leaders on this Warren Central defense, and they're going to have to step up and play extremely well. Because if not, the offense struggles, and this defense becomes a lot.
1st and 5, ball on the 44. Swanson. Handoff Fuentes, left side, and he's met immediately by Andrew Nelson. Stuffs him back at the 42. So Warren Central's defense coming up with a big stop on 1st down.
Yeah, that's a big stop right there because now the momentum starts to shift. You're in long down situations, and as an offense, you don't want to be in that situation. It makes it way more difficult to call plays, and for Warren, this is prime position right here.
2nd and 7. Swanson going with the hard count, fumbles the ball in the backfield. It's picked up by DeJuan Eccles. Turnover for Ben Davis and a huge break for Warren Central's DeJuan Eccles going to get the turnover belt.
Yeah, what a great play right there, the scoop. And the only thing he didn't do was take it to the house and score with it, but what a great play right there for Warren Central to change some of that momentum. And now Ben Davis has to send their defense out in a fire situation and see if they can stop this run from Ben Davis or from Warren Central.
So a fumble there from Swanson just went right through his hands. It was recovered by Eccles, who has been all over the place defensively for Warren Central, and that was the stop that this offense needed to put themselves in prime position for the Warren Central Warriors as they trot back out onto the field. Powell looking right side, steps up in the pocket, makes one man miss and drops down at the 25-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down for Warren Central.
For those people at home right now, we're having some microphone challenges right here, and so Logan and I are sharing a microphone trying to make this thing work, but bringing you some great coverage in this game right here. What a great run by Prince right there to pick up some much-needed yards for Warren Central.
So it looks like going to be 2nd and 2, under 7 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Howard in motion, handoff up the gut. Jordan gets stopped right at the 20-yard line, absolutely nowhere to go. Again, the Giants swarming to him. First 2 is Charles Knuckles, the safety coming up, who has 27 solo tackles on the year.
Yeah, Knuckles is a beast out there, and he flies around this field making plays all day long, and that's right there a great job from him filling that hole, knowing that Warren Central's going to come up the middle right there, stuff that run play. Now it's going to put a little more pressure with it being 3rd down and a couple footballs.
You mentioned it, 3rd and 2 for Warren Central after coming out with prime field position. The Giants looking for a defensive stand of their own. Powell out of the shotgun. Jordan to his left. Powell looking left side under pressure. Makes Williams miss. Looking to get to the sticks himself and does. Is going to be pushed out of the sideline. Right at the 20-yard line. And that will be good enough for a 1st down for Warren Central.
Well, that's what great coverage looks like right there from Ben Davis. They had their guys locked up. The secondary did their job. The front 7, though, they let him break, contain, got outside, was able to pick up that 1st down for Warren Central.
And that's that wrinkle in the offense that Prince Powell adds, being that 11th man who can scramble for Warren Central. He's done a nice job this year doing that, picking it up with his legs. Powell, handoff to Jordan. Jordan barreling forward, gain of about 4 yards before being brought down in the middle by Williamson.
Yeah, this is a very important drive right now for Warren Central. They're down 7. They're starting to move the ball. They've got to figure out how to pick up another 1st down, punch this ball in the end zone so that they can stay in the flow of this game.
2nd and 7. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0, Ben Davis leading the Warren Central Warriors off a 45-yard strike from Swanson to Donnell Mason on the opening series. Warriors in the red zone now. Powell looks left side, screen play. Finds his man Delgado. Delgado going to be stood up at the 10-yard line. Pushes his way forward. Ball comes out. We'll see who has it as the officials try to get inside. It's going to be Warren Central football, but that's now a couple times that Warren Central has fumbled it, fighting for some extra yards. And it looked like getting in there was Rob Peters, man who doubles as a wide receiver and as a cornerback.
Well, what you want to see right there is, you know, if you're an offensive guy, you hold the ball like that, you cut something here, because defenses are taught, when you come first down this, everybody else starts to strip at that ball. You see Ben Davis doing that right now, and that's why the ball is here.
First and goal for Warren Central. Delgado's been one of the main targets for Powell on the season, and this one going to be called dead before the play, and looks like going to be a delay of game on Warren Central. Saw that play clock hit 0. So now a much longer first and goal from the 15-yard line for Warren Central as this series continues on what started with Dwayne Eccles picking up a fumble recovery right at around the 7-minute mark when the ball went right through Swanson's hands for Ben Davis.
Well, yeah, this is one of the situations that Warren Central had the momentum going, and the last thing you want is to jump off sides. You know, as a coach, you want to keep that flow. That's why the hurry-up offense was actually invented, was to keep that flow going. So hopefully for Warren Central's sake, this doesn't break down their momentum, and they can still get themselves grouped, get to the line of scrimmage, make the right play call, and move this ball and put it in the end zone.
And a long explanation there from the official to the Warren Central coaches, as they believe that there should have been a reset of the play clock there. Now the official coming over to talk to Coach Simmons for Ben Davis. Both of these coaches want a little bit of an explanation, but nonetheless, we'll get back to football. Going to be first and goal from the 10 as they're going to wave off the flag on Warren Central, saying that the play clock should have been reset. So good clarification there from the officials.
Central, because they don't need that penalty, and now they're set and ready to go.
Powell under center. Handoff Jordan left side. And once again, just not much running room there, as there are just a pair of giants. Again, Lara Gonzalez gets his arms on Jordan first.
Well, I know Coach West's philosophy is you got to run the ball, and so they're staying committed to run right now. But I believe this is that time that you're going to have to let Prince do some things and let him be an athlete and make some plays happen, because that front seven of Ben Davis right now is stuffed in the middle. There's not much room to run right between the guards.
Second and goal for the Warriors. Powell again under center. And it's going to be a pitch to Jordan left side, looking to get to.
And again, once again to the 22, Chris Jordan, who is stopped just short of the end zone. Already spotted inside the 1-yard line. Third down and inches for Warren Central.
Could be a QB sneak away from tying this game up for Warren Central. Third and goal. Powell again under center. Powell walks right in for 6. Warren Central striking in this first quarter with the shortened field, able to get it done, and now an extra point away from tying up this ball game.
On to attempt the extra point for Warren Central, number 1, Joe Jackson.
Extra point going to be up, and this one is good. So 7-7, we are tied with 3:46 to go in the first quarter. And I'll tell you what, someone who got a good look at that was Avia down on the sideline, and our end zone reporter, Avia. What did you see on that play?
kickoff with 3 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the first. Number 1, Joe Jackson.
7-7. Warren Central and Ben Davis tied. 3:46 to go in the first quarter. Jackson booting this one away, and looks like Dalen Carnell and company are not going to get the opportunity to return this one. Touchback for the Warriors, and that's a name we haven't called tonight, but maybe wait until the sun goes down for Dalen Carnell to come alive.
Game.
Well, we told you can always throw the records out the window when these two teams meet. East side versus west side living up to its hype. And a small note here, this is the first time Warren Central has been in a game that isn't a shutout. Swanson gonna hand off to Wiley as he bounces outside, but just not much room again as Andrew Nelson and Lee Alexander both in there.
Well, like I said earlier, this Warren Central defense coming into the season, they already knew they were going to be good. In fact, Coach West wanted to make sure that they weren't drinking too much of their own defensive Kool-Aid and get too high on themselves. But they're so talented with some leadership and a bunch of rookies that are playing on Friday night for the first time as well.
2nd and 10. Fuentes in motion right side. Swanson looking that way, throws the screen. Fuentes with the block up front, but taken down from behind for a gain of a couple. DeJuan Eccles getting out to it.
Well, Eccles definitely got out to it, but Holman also did a great job by standing his ground as a corner right there and not letting that penetration happen. And, you know, this kid is he's an awesome, talented young sophomore. Actually, his dad and I go way back. I played against his dad in high school, and his dad was a track star, football guy, and he's got some good athleticism in his blood.
3rd and 7 now for Ben Davis. Swanson, high snap, handles it, rolling right side, looking up the field, has a man, and it's brought down by Devin Wiley just past the 40-yard line, right on cue. First down, Ben Davis. Another first down for the Giants. Swanson answering after the fumble in this series. Hard count here. Looking left side, under pressure, hit as he thrown, but it's going to be completed into Warren Central territory. Again, Donnell Mason has come to play. First down, Giants.
Yeah, great inside route right there. Time and a great throw. Put it around the numbers. The quarterback had outside leverage, so he was forcing everything in and couldn't make that play.
Swanson over 700 yards on the season, 4 touchdown strikes already. Just got his 5th in this one and seems to be in sync with his receivers in this rivalry game. Wiley, gain of about 1 on the play. Again, Andrew Nelson comes flying in for Warren Central to make the hit.
Up there to make that.
Second and 8, ball into Warren Central Warrior territory, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Wiley in motion, far side. Saw a jump from Scott, no call, and whoa, there's a face mask right there at the line of scrimmage from Scott. Got his hand right up in there on Swanson, who's a little slow to get up.
Deep.
Well, that was directly in front of us as we saw that hand get right up there, and the hand got snapped back. Glad to see Swanson okay, shaking that one off. And like you said, 15 yards, ball on the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. The Giants right now have seen no defense from the Warren Central Warriors. They've moved the ball with ease so far. Mason in motion. Handoff to Mason, right side on the sweep. Gets upfield and going to be dragged down inside the 25-yard line. It's like Holman was first too, and Demarion Harris finishing it off for the Warriors. Last play of the quarter here. Just get it off in time. Handoff Fuentes, and he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage by Elijah Williams, who is having a great year for Warren Central. 17 total tackles, 13 assisted tackles. How about that for Warren Central? As that will end the first quarter of play. Score going to be 7-7 in what is, once again, the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown. As for the technical difficulties there, our sideline reporter Josh Ayen, but still 7-7. And Travis, as you were saying, this game is one where, you know, you never know what the outcome's going to be. And so far, Ben Davis, outside of their fumble in their own territory that set up the 1-yard scramble for Prince Powell to score the lone touchdown for the Warriors, Ben Davis has moved the ball in their series up the field against this very stout Warren Central defense that is one of the best defenses in the MIC. High snap again, broken play. Swanson going to be brought down close to the 30-yard line. Harrell coming in and getting the sack for Warren Central. And there's been some struggles here between Flowers and Swanson on the snap. We've seen a couple high snaps get away from the junior. And now this is going to be 4th down and 7 for Ben Davis in 4-down territory. Swanson, though, doubles as the punter, so we could see a little pooch punt here if he wants it. Instead, looking left side, has Mason thrown up, and it is broken up, incomplete. Turnover on downs for the Ben Davis Giants, as Brian Stevens had his paws on that one, just couldn't quite bring it in. So the Warren Central defense bending but not breaking, a team that's only allowed 163 yards on average per game in their first 3 contests. His hand up goes up the middle, and a big push from the line has still not brought down Jordan, just standing over the pile. Gain of a few for the sophomore. 2nd and 4 for the Warriors. Ball on the 34-yard line. Powell looking left side. Quick play, and it's going to be dropped outside by Joe Walker. Rob Peters in on the deflection.
Right there, he's bring that ball in to keep the chains moving.
And that's one where sometimes you can equate it to what we see in basketball, where sometimes a free throw gets the quarterback going. You just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
Exactly.
Quarterback needs a quick pitch and catch to get in rhythm.
And that's all they're looking for right there.
3rd and 4, empty backfield for Powell. Powell over the top, slings it, finds his man Jordan, getting up past the 50-yard line, diving forward. And a big play there is coming from JaVale Anderson. First and 10, ball on the 48-yard line for the Warren Central Warriors. Powell again, empty backfield. Looking right side. Looking to Anderson again, and it is on the ground. Loose ball looks like as Ben Davis comes flying in, and it's going to be Ben Davis football. They're going to call it a completion and a fumble. And Ben Davis hopping on top of that one. It was Myron Green who picked up the fumble recovery. Turnover for the Warriors. Anderson losing that one. Green jumping on it for the Giants. 9:44 to go in the first half. 7-7 ball game. 4 men down now for Warren Central. 3 receivers top side, and there's a jump on the Giants. Going to be a false start.
Not because of physical limitations, because you're not thinking, you're jumping off sides, you're not doing the little things that you've practiced all year long, and those are things that really hurt your momentum and put you in a bad situation for your offense or your defense.
Dalen Carnell in the ballgame for the Giants, isolated bottom of your screen. Swanson keeping it himself, gets to the edge, one man to get by, and he gets tackled just past the 50-yard line, as that was Sandiford coming over, making the tackle. Swanson a little slow to get up there, but going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, I would guess Ben Davis, offensive coordinator, saw something up high and said, hey, if we pull that ball, we're going to be able to get around the end. And the cornerback, Holman, right there, he got caught with his shoulders getting turned. He got pushed upfield. Quarterback runs right inside there for a big gain.
It's going to be 2nd down and 3 yards to go after the scramble by Swanson, getting all of those yards back and then some from the false start. Peters in motion, handoff Peters on the sweep, and that play blown up by Therese Reed, comes flying in there for Warren Central, making sure that edge was set.
Well, good job on the corner, getting the pressure up the field, blowing it up. And as a corner, I'm one of the former corner guys. Like all you do is you want to stop the momentum and let your boys come running, and that's what he did. And you saw the linebackers, the defensive line coming. Before you know it, all his buddies were there, and they were making a big play for Warren Central.
-5 on that play for Ben Davis. And it's going to bring up 3rd down for the Giants. Looking to capitalize off of the fumble recovery in this 2nd quarter. And now a timeout here from Coach Simmons and company. Well, the secret is out about one of Indianapolis' best hotel choices. The Marriott East team will make sure you are safe and secure during your stay. With amenities like the Skylight Bistro and the Business Center, everything you need is right there on site. And at the Marriott East, a great stay doesn't have to cost a great deal of money. The next time you need a hotel room or a safe place to hold your meeting, contact the folks at Marriott East, located just off of Shadeland and 21st Street.
Yeah, you know, this is that back and forth right here where there's some turnovers, there's some defensive play, everybody's scrapping for position. I think this is where Ben Davis on this third and long right here has a chance to go back to one of those little slants that they ran earlier where they stretch everybody out and they let him throw the ball and pick up that 10 yards that they need to move the ball down the field. Because I think this is a momentum change right here, Logan. If Ben Davis has to punt to Warren, now the momentum has shifted. Warren's able to go in, shut him down, and now give their offense a good chance to play the ball. And if you're Ben Davis, you don't want that. You got to capitalize on Uncle Mo when it comes.
Well, we've played about a quarter and a half so far, Travis, and the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown. Warren Central leads the all-time series 57-35, 3 ties in there as well. But this is a game that, once again, could come down to the wire. And how many of these games have we seen over the years with the east side versus the west side that it's just whoever has the ball last?
Well, if you're a coach in this game, that's not how you want it to go. You want to have a couple extra points on the board to give yourself a room of margin because there's so many things that can happen in a game like this.
3rd and 7, Swanson under pressure, hit as he's thrown, has a man, and it is dropped. It is dropped. It would have been a first down for Ben Davis, but he could not keep his hands on that one. Devin Wiley, the intended receiver.
Well, obviously a busted coverage for Warren Central right there, and you know the safety wasn't in position to make that play right there. And now you're in a situation that Ben Davis should have capitalized on that play. That's one's going to hurt down the stretch because that's a momentum changer that Ben Davis lost right there.
First time we've seen the punting unit out here for Ben Davis. Reaching at the 20, and Patterson, the man high snap, but it's a fake. He's looking out to Carnell, and he's going to be hit immediately by Holman after the completion. Turnover on downs for Ben Davis. The corner, Devin Holman, reading that one from the beginning.
Well, I love the aggressiveness from Ben Davis right there, but a better job by Warren Central and Coleman right there. And here's what your coach is always saying on special teams. Just do your job. Stay home. Know your assignment, do your job, and Holman did that right there, and that saved Warren from a major momentum swing, and now they got the ball back at midfield.
Well, this fourth quarter has been full of turnovers and fourth down stops. Warren Central now with great starting field position. Howard in motion, handoff to him on the sweep, looking to get to the edge, but cannot with Altarian Golden gobbling him up in the backfield.
Yeah, that's a great job by the defensive line, just stretching that play. And what you're trying to do there, Logan, is trying to stretch it to the sideline. Make him go sideways instead of up the field. And Ben Davis did a great job at that, strung it out, and he made a big man's play right there, tackling him right there.
2nd and 10 now for the Warriors. Ball on the 49-yard line. Warriors looking to get into Giant territory on this series. Jordan going to be to Powell's left in the backfield. Howard again in motion. Play action. Powell keeps it himself. Absolutely nowhere to go again. Williams gets on the deck for him. Knuckles comes in and cleans it up. And again, a loss of one on the play as Warren Central going backwards.
Well, Coach Simmons said that the heart and soul of this defense is number 60, number 8, 9, and 5. And so when you see Williams do what he just did there, when you see Knuckles come in and clean up, that's that 1-2 punch, and they're starting to feel it. They got a good idea on the read right now. Warren Central better change up some stuff, go to some play action, because right now Ben Davis has their number.
3rd and long for the Warriors. 3 men down on the line for the Giants. 4-man blitz. Powell steps up, takes it himself. Past the 45, lowers his shoulder, down past the 40, holding on to that ball. First down, Warren Central. Prince Powell getting it himself.
Well, that's the one advantage that Warren Central really has offensively. When they spread that field out like that and go empty, and Ben Davis likes to play a lot of man to man, there's nobody left to spy on Prince right there. And so when he gets out in the open, he has so much speed and quickness. He's going to pick it up. I wouldn't be surprised, Logan, to see if they don't start going to that formula a little bit later on just to give him some space to run the football.
Loaded set here. 3 receivers top side. Powell going to be under center. Pitch outside to Rodney Johnson. Oh, he's lit up on the play. My goodness, Dalen Carnell, welcome to your defensive highlight.
Yes, that is definitely his defensive highlight. Carnell he's a beast out there, and he's got so much energy right now. And you know, as a running back, I hated this running into the boundary. I never felt like we had the numbers, and man, he had nowhere to go. And Carnell just came up and just brought the wood. That's the dream situation for a corner, that he has to turn the corner and you can just smash him right there. Great job of defense.
The Missouri commit for Ben Davis. Dalen Carnell making his presence known. Under center again for Powell. Handoff to Johnson, who gets almost back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard extra. Going to bring up, again, a 3rd and long.
So this will be an interesting defensive call right here to see what Ben Davis does. I think we'll see Warren Central go to some kind of spread Ben Davis out and see if they can create those man-to-man matchups and create some room for Prince to be able to throw the ball. And, you know, this will be a defensive change that Ben Davis will have to make here to not put themselves in that position.
And you called it. Powell out of the shotgun. Keeping himself left side. Dodging defenders in the backfield, but just nowhere to go. Brought down by Golden. And that is going to bring up 4th down for the Warren Central Warriors with almost 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
You know, Logan, I know what they were trying to do, but what I really would have loved to see Warren Central do is completely spread that defense out. Go ahead and take the running back out with the spread right there. Force a linebacker to have to widen. Give Prince some more room to work in this situation. And, you know, now the good news is you got a lot of leg from a kicker, and you might be able to kick another 50-yard field goal this week.
My goodness. Joe Jackson looking for a 54-yard field goal. He hit one last week from this exact same distance. That's his long. The senior kicker out there. And it's a fake. Tippett looking to Clark up the field. Holds on to the ball inside the 15-yard line. First down, Warren Central.
And we got fireworks happening right now. We're not even at halftime. We got 2 fakes right now. Warren Central executed theirs, and now they have the momentum right there. Great pass right up the middle. Caught Ben Davis sleeping, and the chains are moving for Warren Central High School.
Well, Daniel Tippett, the backup quarterback, is the holder for Warren Central. Delivered a strike to the sure-handed senior Michael Clark. Big play in a rivalry game there for the Warren Central Warriors. Now inside the red zone on the 14th. Powell out of the shotgun. Jordan there to his right. Powell looking for Delgado. Delgado spinning and weaving inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, another good safe play right there. Get the ball to your playmaker and let him do some work. It's interesting now to see Powell running to the sidelines to get a little word of wisdom here and see what kind of play Warren Central is going to use to try to put this in the end zone. And you know, right now for Ben Davis, this is where you start puffing up your chest and you go, Carnell, where are you? And the defense interior, we have all these leaders that have been doing this. This is big boy football right now. And let's see if Ben Davis can get an important stop.
Man-to-man there from Ben Davis, and now a timeout by Coach West with 5 seconds on the play clock. Wants to talk this one over in what is going to be a 2nd and 1. Ball on the 5-yard line. Well, Papa John's is hiring delivery drivers at all of their Indianapolis and surrounding locations. You must be 18 years old, have a great attitude, have at least 6 months of driving experience, a clear driving record, and insurance. Apply online at papajohns.com to set up your interview or text JOBS to 47272. The McNetwork is happy to bring you some of the best high school sports action anywhere, as this is our 6th year of showcasing the athletes, teams, and programs from the best conference. And this year, we have a great schedule of games, so make sure you check out our website and social media platforms to stay up to date on any changes. Remember, the best action and the best coverage is on the McNetwork.
Those reads were a mouthful right there, so I'm going to jump in and help you out right here, Logan. But this is an important, I think this is an important part of the game right here for both teams. You know, this is going to be a momentum changer. If Ben Davis can stop the run right here, you kind of puff their chest up as a defense that you just can't run on. And Warren Central has to put this ball in the end zone. Well, momentum's going to shift, and I think the tide will actually turn.
You talked about it, Uncle Mo. Let's see who gets it heading into halftime. Powell under center. Keeps it himself, left side, gets a push from the O-line. And he's going to be dropped down right at the 1-yard line. So that's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Warren Central Warriors.
You know, typically when you quarterback sneak like that, that means the quarterback can see when he lines up, there's a gap. And all he does is take that snap right there and try to get into that gap as soon as possible, maybe to pick up 3, 4, 5, or in this case 6 yards, and now their ball is at the 1-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it again.
1st and goal, Powell pushing left side again, and he sneaks in for another 1-yard score. Prince Powell with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the evening for the Warren Central Warriors.
Well, that's a real difficult situation to be in as a defense, to be on the sidelines. You know you just did your job stopping him, you're relaxing, and then all of a sudden that fake field goal, and we used to call that a fire. And they'd say fire, fire, fire. That lets the defense know that there's a change of possession. You got to get out there, and you got to recoup yourself. And Ben Davis back against the wall, and they didn't handle that very well, and they allowed Warren Central to put 6, maybe 7 points on the board.
Well, here comes the field goal unit again. Jalen Coleman, the long snapper. Daniel Tippett, the holder. Joe Jackson, the kicker. Snap, hold, kick, and just as you practice, 14-7, Warren Central gaining momentum late in this first half. 14-7 is your score, as we want to hear from Josh Ayen, who was right down there to see that faked field goal attempt and the eventual rush in. Josh, what did it look like for you? Well, what car company gives you a choice of some of the best auto brands? It's the Tom Wood Automotive Group. With 12 brands including Honda, Ford, and Volvo, you are sure to find the car you are looking for. Find out how easy it is to buy your next car at tomwood.com, and let's drive with the team that drives high school sports.
Well, you know what? One thing that set up that fake as I was looking at that is you had a kicker that can actually make that kick. He can actually kick that ball for 50-some yards. And Ben Davis had to take that serious, and they were coming at it. And they let their guard down a little bit and put themselves in a tough situation. And so let's see what happens now.
Jackson gets underneath one. Mason fields it at the 10. Cut back, making one man miss, but gets to the 20-yard line, and that is as far as he will get. Pfeiffer comes up with the tackle for the Warriors.
You know, this is that time in the game where, you know, Warren Central put those points on the board, and the offense has to look at themselves and say, hey, we gotta go move the ball. Our defense can't go back on the field, so they can't have a 3 and out. They need to move the football, and really, they need to put some points on the board in this last minute and 40 seconds of this half.
1 minute, 40 seconds remaining in this second quarter. 2 timeouts remaining for both teams. Clock stops on a first down as well, so plenty of time for the Giants. Swanson out of the shotgun, handoff Fuentes right side. He'll be dragged down from behind there by Andrew Nelson and DeJuan Eccles for a gain of about 7.
And that's such a quick hitting play right there, and sometimes you can catch him off guard. And Brandon Fuentes is so quick to hit the hole. That was a good quick play to pick up some yards and just to ground themselves to make sure that they don't go 3 and out.
Swanson keeps it himself right side. And again, nowhere to go. Maybe a yard, as he will be brought down by Harrell. And now Eccles slow to get up for Warren Central as he's staying down behind the play. Big number 30 has been a big part of this Warren Central defense, as the trainer's going to have to come out for him.
Well, there's never a situation that you like to see kids, you know, not getting up from the play, and especially if they're holding knees and ankles, and you know, we obviously hope that he's okay right here. As this is changing in this game right now, you know, Ben Davis is probably trying to just run the clock out at this point in time and try to just get into the halftime and regroup after that last series, it looks like.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here from Warrior Stadium. 14-7, Warriors lead, less than a minute to go in the second quarter.
Thank you, Colin Pop Jones. Cumberland, this is Kyle speaking.
We're back here at Warrior Stadium, the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown. I'm Logan Hunt, I'm joined by Travis Brown as we see Dwan Eccles walking off the field with a little bit of help gingerly on that leg, and that would be a big loss for this Warren Central defense, Travis.
Well, yeah, he's such a force, in the box right there, and is wreaking havoc all over the field. And number one, it's tough from there, but then also just mentally, when you see one of your guys, one of your boys go down, you got to be able to focus and get back out there and play.
Eccles with 20 tackles on the season, 4 sacks as well. Been getting in there on Swanson for that defense. 3rd and 4 for Ben Davis. Swanson looking left side, up the middle, finds his man, complete first down from Dylan Moore and the Ben Davis Giants.
And based upon the fact you got 50 seconds to go, that's the perfect way that a quarterback should cover that. Keep everything in front of him, let him make that play right there, make the tackle, don't give up anything deep, and live to play the other down.
Clock running, now 40 seconds to go. Swanson rolling right side. Under pressure, heaves one. Got hit by Nelson as he threw, and now a flag coming out in the backfield after the incompletion.
It'll be interesting to see what that call is. I didn't see if it was a roughing scenario. No, holding on the offense. That was kind of a jailbreak on the Warren Central side, and he was trying to just throw it down the field and make a big play. I'm going to be honest, I think what you'll see here is them just try to get out of here as easy as possible without having to put the ball back in Warren Central's hands.
Warren Central still with 2 timeouts remaining. If they take this holding call, take the penalty, push them back a couple yards.
Well, and it's Logan, it's also the strategy here where now, if you're Warren Central, you don't want to let them run out the clock. So what you want to put them in a situation is that they have to eventually kick that football where you can maybe make another big play and put the ball back in your playmakers.
How many times have we seen that where a team forces a late punt in the quarter or the half and maybe they block it, get in for 6, or set up a quick field goal afterwards? I mean, we've seen that numerous times, especially in the high school level.
And I think what Ben Davis should probably do, if it's first down, they should run the ball and just try to run the entire clock out, which they could do since Warren Central only has 2 timeouts. What will get interesting, though, is if Ben Davis still tries to throw the ball and gets an incompletion, the clock stops. Now they're in a position they may be able to do something with that clock.
First down, 23 yards to go. 34 seconds remaining. Again, Swanson in the shotgun. And going to be a draw play to Fuentes, and that was sniffed out by the Warren Central defense. Jaden Perkins getting in there, and I think the whole defensive line was.
Yeah, that's just a great job stuffing that defense right there and keeping everything in front of them. And, Warren Central's defense right now, they're feeling it. They are in their rhythm right now. They feel like they're in control of this game, and that's a dangerous position to be in if you're Ben Davis.
And the Giants look content to run this one to half with what will be a score of 14-7. Warren Central coming back to lead here at halftime. We saw an opening drive score, a 45-yard strike from Swanson to Donnell Mason, and then it was Warren Central and Prince Powell pounding it in twice from 1 yard out for the 2 touchdowns for Warren Central. And what has been a great back-and-forth matchup in the 96th edition of this Circle City Showdown here at Warren Central High School. 14-7 is your score, as we will look to hear from a couple of coaches here right before half.
Well, it'd be interesting to hear how the coaches both look at this game right now because, if you're Warren Central, you got behind early. You're able to, have some defensive stands, get the ball back and punch it in the end zone. And if you're Ben Davis, you're going in with your tail a little bit between your legs because you had the momentum and you lost it in this situation.
Absolutely, and we'll talk to some of these coaches coming out of break. 14-7 is your score at halftime here on your MIC Network Game of the Week.
At Tom Wood, we believe you can't put a price on peace of mind, so we don't. With Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage, you're protected for unlimited miles and unlimited time, all at no cost to you. Find the car you want, the way you want at tomwood.com.
Thank you, calling Pop Jones. Cumberland, this is Kyle speaking.
The pizza's here.
Give me my Papa John's.
The cheese is my favorite. I want to complain.
Is that Supreme? Good. Chicken.
I really like
Network name of the week. They scored touchdowns here. You gotta be able to get these guys off the field to get ready. Nice punt.
Yeah.
Dwayne Brown. I was two-time letterman here. I started 2011-12 and 2012-13, so I'm a graduate 2013 class. My first bout of cancer, I was 19 years old. I was diagnosed with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It affects your lymph nodes, so that's your like white blood cells and basically your defense system of your body. So it kind of makes it hard for your body to fight against different infections and stuff like that. I did 6 rounds of chemotherapy, and I was able to beat it. It was rough. I mean, I was 19 years old, kind of in the middle of my college football career and all that was kind of going on and, trending upwards. So it was rough, but I mean, it affects just not me. It's kind of, the hardest part is the people it affects around you. So like my mom, I'm the oldest. I got 3 younger siblings. So, to them, I'm like Superman. So, that was hard to, kind of deal with, to, them to see me not as Superman and, come down back to earth a little bit.
I met Dwayne back when I was his teacher eons ago, and then what his academic advisor was in high school, and then we've just kept in touch ever since. We've watched his journey from Eastern Michigan to JUCO to Bethune-Cookman. We got to witness him get married last year, so we've just kept in touch, and he's been a major part of our Warren family.
So I've been knowing Dwayne Brown since he was a player here. He played here for us, and he played offensive line, was a dominant force on the offensive line. I always had a great positive attitude with whatever he did. Just good all-around kid.
I knew of Dwayne in high school. I got to coach against him, and heck of a lineman. And after the game, when I was at Lawrence Central, we played here, and it was his last game, I believe, in 12. And he came up and shook my hand like a man, had tears in his eyes, said, "Good luck, coach." And the crazy thing is, a few weeks later, I'm here as the head coach, and we had a call-out meeting for all the football players. And none of the seniors really came because they were graduating and moving on to the next step, but he came, and he sat and he listened to the whole thing, and even stayed after and said, "Good luck, coach." And right then I knew he was a man of integrity, cared about the program first, and I always knew that he was going to be kind of a friend of the program, and somebody could always come around we could count on. And it's just, I couldn't have been more right about a person. He's got a huge heart, he's such a good person, and he loves Warren Central to the bone.
I first met Dwayne when he came to Warren Central. I was his athletic director back around 2010 when he came over here and enrolled. And really ever since then, he's always been a pleasure to be around. He was an excellent student, excellent athlete, always a leader on our football team, leader in the hallways. Dwayne is a very important part of the Warren Central family and community.
Anybody who knows Dwayne, he's one of the most positive kids, young men that I've ever coached. And I think what's really special about him, when we kind of, his senior year was kind of a tough year for us, but Dwayne never got down. He was such a good support for me.
The hardest part was calling my mom. My wife was in there, so she was there. She was, you know, my rock. That was, you know, she had me. But having to sit and call my mom, having to call my little brothers, had to call my sister. You know, it was rough. My family was kind of helped me through it. And it's just a different, you know, environment this time. Last time I was kind of closed off. You know, I had the people, I had Miss Burchett, I had the people that were in the Warren community, but I wasn't around every day. So this time I'm around, I'm here every day, you know. I got players checking on me. I got Coach West, I got Coach Clayton, I got Mr. Shepler, I got Pastor Duncan, you know, I got people that's constantly, you know, picking me up.
We love Dwayne. He's a huge part of the Warrior Nation and always has been, and he beat this once, and we know that he's going to beat it again, and he has all of our support, and we're behind him 100%, saying our prayers and sending good vibes and just there for him any way we can be.
Yeah, we know Dwayne is Warrior strong, and so again, we just want to tell him he doesn't need luck. He's got the Warrior Nation behind him. We're praying for him, and we know that he'll beat it again, and we love you.
I just want to say, man, just say to him, just stay strong, stay positive, keep your faith. This journey is going to be tough, but don't get down on yourself. Just fight through it, and I'm here for you.
I just want him to know we got his back like he's had everybody else's back, you know, and he's a lifelong lineman, and he's always blocked and taken care of and shielded and protected, and we also are going to do the same thing for him. We're going to return the favor and keep all our faiths and our prayers for him, and keep him strong everywhere that he goes. And if he's at work, we're going to help him. If he's at home, we're going to help him. Wherever he goes, we got his back, and we just need him to know that, because he's a special person. He has such a huge heart, and it's just what we do. Absolutely outstanding. You know, young man, you beat this once, you're going to do it again. We know that. Just you know, stay strong, and we're praying for you, man.
You don't want anybody to get cancer, but if there's anybody who can beat it, it's Dwayne, man, because he's so positive in everything he does. Just Dwayne, I love you, praying for you. Remember, God never gives us more than what we can handle. Just remember, man, God's got a great plan for you, Dwayne. You're a great person and a great soul. Glad I got to coach you, and even better, glad that you're a friend.
Every battle that Dwayne has fought, every family that his family has fought, we fight that battle. When I say we, as we always say here in the Warrior Nation, it's never about me, it's about we. It's about that Warrior family. We fight that battle with him. It's been our mission to bring awareness to cancer, and specifically with Dwayne's struggle and his battle with lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's, we're going to fight that battle with him. Now that he's fighting this battle for a second time, we're going to stand by him, we're going to stand with him, and we're going to do everything to support Dwayne and his lovely wife, and we're going to make sure that each step of the way that not only does he feel supported, but he knows that he has the entire Warrior Nation behind him.
Welcome back to Warren Central High School, the side of your 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown here on the east side, where the Warren Central Warriors lead the Ben Davis Giants 14-7. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside joined by Travis Brown. And Travis, we've seen the pink uniforms tonight from Warren Central highlighting cancer. We've seen that a lot with breast cancer, but they're highlighting, in particular, all type of cancer. And we saw in that last piece from Dwayne Brown, one of the coaches for Warren Central, really bringing awareness to everything that's been going on.
Well, it's great to see teams that will stand up and bring awareness to a great cause like this, and not just awareness, but also paying respect. And it's something that Warren Central, I know, has done for a long time, and I know Ben Davis probably has their own pink game as well. And so it's just great to see, especially Lodge right in the middle of such a great rivalry.
Absolutely. You talk about rivalry and some of the respect and bringing awareness to, well, this game had it all in this matchup between these two teams, from the Beast in the East and the Best of the West coming together. These two teams definitely got after it, 14-7 after one, and you see here that with Ben Davis, they got things started very quickly from the get-go. Swanson getting one over the top to Donnell Mason. You couldn't have written that play up any better.
Well, with both teams coming in struggling, Logan, we weren't exactly sure what we were going to get, who was going to dominate who, what defenses were going to play, how the offenses were going to respond. What we did know is it was going to be a competitive game because it always is when these two teams play. And, Ben Davis came out quick, and they snapped first, and they scored quick. And it was something to set the tone, and we thought for a second maybe that Warren Central was going to struggle with them tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the way, that's exactly what it looked like, that Ben Davis was going to just keep it rolling. But then the Warren Central, that defense that we've known about, we talked about it, Coach West loves it, stepped up big. What'd you see from them?
Well, I saw that front seven just swarming up front, making some great stops, and then the secondary playing their role, making plays as well. And then you throw a couple turnovers in there, and it becomes a game changer. And, you've seen all those pink jerseys just swarming tonight from the defensive side of Warren Central.
And with that defense, we saw DeJuan Eccles go down there late in that second quarter. We're waiting to get an injury update on him and hoping to see more of him for Warren Central. Hoping that's not going to be a big blow for them, even looking forward in the future. He's one of those main staples on the defensive line.
Yeah, and he definitely is. And anytime that happens to you, you start to think, man, what is going on? It's my teammate, it's my brother. And we know right now what we're going to get from them is they're going to rally behind that, and they're going to want to go fight for their brother that is going to, probably come out and either hopefully play, and if not, join him on the sidelines to be able to root for him tonight.
Well, we've seen Ben Davis, like you said, they got that early strike, but then they had opportunities to score down the stretch, but it was Warren Central's defense tightening up, getting the stops when they need. We saw even a fake punt attempt from Ben Davis that just couldn't quite convert. What else have you seen from the Giants that you think they can capitalize on in the second half?
Well, I think what Ben Davis did well was they moved the ball, and they did it early on with a combination of runs and passes. I think they got away from that a little bit. That quick pass, that slant, exposes Warren Central's defense a little bit, because they can suck the linebackers from Warren Central up and throw that right over the top of them. And Ben Davis did that a couple times. But what I'm hoping to see, if I can get my mask to stay up here, but what I'm hoping to see from Ben Davis in the second half is that combination of the run and pass plays, and they might have to pull out a few more wrinkles again to kind of put some points on the board.
Absolutely. We've seen Dalen Carnell come out offensively. We've seen the big stars coming out in this big-time match, the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown, coming up next here on the MIC Network Game of the Week.
At Tom Wood, we believe you can't put a price on peace of mind, so we don't. With Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage, you're protected for unlimited miles and unlimited time, all at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
The MIC Network Game of the Week is a proud product of Frontrunner Media's Next Generation initiative. Thanks to Frontrunner, the MIC Network Game of the Week allows students around the MIC to get hands-on experience while working alongside media professionals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the hardworking students that make it possible. The MIC Network, led by students, powered by champions.
Thank Colin Pop Jones. Cumberland, this is Kyle speaking.
The pizza's here.
Give me my Papa John's.
The cheese is my favorite. I love the plain.
Is that Supreme? Good.
I really like
Network name is they scored touchdowns here. You gotta be able to get these guys off the field to get ready to have a nice punt.
Yeah.
Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Welcome back live to Warren Central High School at the site of the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown between the Warren Central Warriors and the Ben Davis Giants. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside joined by Travis Brown, and the Warriors lead this one 14-7 after one half of play, Travis. And this has been a game where it feels every bit up to its hype with the two rivals going at it. But someone who got a very close look at it down there on the field in the end zone was our very own Josh Ayen. Josh, what did you see?
Thanks, guys. Jason Simmons for Ben Davis. His overall message to the Giants for the second half: finish, finish, finish. Had a couple of chances in the first half to take advantage of some short field position, but failing to score on 2 of 3 possessions in Warren Central territory. Overall, too, on the defensive side, Jason Simmons is pleased with, for the most part, with the defense's performance outside of some big plays, especially in the special teams area. Look for them to stay physical on the defensive end and keep track of the screen game, which is an extension of Warren Central's running game, which they've been trying to establish in this first half. Logan, Travis, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. And once again, like we talked about, Coach Simmons seeing the same thing that we're seeing out here, just some of the missed opportunities. Nothing was necessarily going wrong, just a couple turnovers, and a couple times they just couldn't quite finish the series.
And before we get to that, I just got to give a shout out to Josh on the sideline. He gets more information from coaches like that. What a great job that Josh was doing on the sidelines. But I want to go back to something that Coach Simmons had told us this week, and that was they were going to have to control their emotions in a tough game like this. They've already prepared for it. Now they got to go play it. And then the other thing that he said was it's always about play the next play is a theme that he talks to them. And so they're going to have to take that right there in consideration for the second half, put that first half behind them, and go play the next play.
Kickoff to the Warren Central Warriors, going to be fielded by Holman. Holman keeps on his feet until finally dropped down by his shoelaces at the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Warren Central Warriors, starting at their own 20, start the second half of action.
What was interesting talking to both coaches this week is that they both talked about it's kind of like playing ourselves, right? These teams are so much of a mirror image. They got stellar defense. They got a lot of youth out there. The athleticism. These are the most competitive games that they're going to play, and so these guys are super excited about this. And I know both teams are ready to go hard in the second half.
Again, 14-7 your score to start this third quarter. Powell going to go under center. Going to hand off to Johnson. Johnson bouncing outside for a gain of 1 on the play. Not much working as Dylan Moore comes up with the tackle.
Yeah, great play by Dylan Moore, reading that, coming up and making that. That the 199-pound junior, he filled that hole pretty quickly and he ended that play right there. But this is what you're going to see from Warren Central. They're going to ground and they're going to ground and pound, and they're going to stay committed to that the rest of this half. And Ben Davis is going to have to stop it just like that.
2nd and 9, again Powell under center. Going to be a pitch to Jordan. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by Ben Davis. The Giants come up with a huge turnover. Latarian Golden, the senior, dropping down on it.
Well, what happened right there, Logan, is it's one thing if you're running back and you drop the ball.
but you got to go get it. If you look in this replay, it drops, and he just kind of lollygags around, and the Ben Davis guy, he just wanted it more. And I'm going to tell you right now, when the coaches look at that video tonight and tomorrow when the teams are there, he's not going to like what he sees right there because he kind of gave up on his team, and you can't do that in this type of game. So kudos to the guy from Ben Davis. Who was that got that recovery?
Latarian Golden.
I tell you what, he hustled there. He got that, picked it up, and now he's put his team in a position to score.
Starting out in the red zone, Swanson, handoff Fuentes. Fuentes, patient run there. Maybe gets a yard on the play. Get a couple Warriors in on that. Lee Alexander, Jaden Perkins to highlight a few.
Well, Swanson is obviously going to be a key second half for Ben Davis, and Ben Davis has to get him going. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him actually start tucking this ball and running and try to put this team right on his back and will this next 7 points in the end zone.
2nd and 10 now for Ben Davis. Man in motion now, Swanson. Handoff Fuentes right side. Made Nelson miss in the backfield. Drops forward back to the 10-yard line. Just not much running room. As again, Elijah Williams and as well as Daniel Harrell in on the tackle.
We saw this same situation at the end of the second half, and Davis's back was on the line after a turnover, or after the fake punt. Now Warren Central's defense is in that same situation, and it's just about some guts, right? Can you muster up enough guts to fight, to control the line of scrimmage, and make plays so that you can get the ball back for your offense?
3rd and 8. Ball on the 10-yard line. Swanson looking right side, and nearly intercepted there. Mason, the intended target, as Therese Reed couldn't quite keep his hands on that INT. 4th down.
Yeah, he definitely had his eyes on that ball and laid out, made his best efforts, and came up a little bit short right there. But, I think that's the play I would have liked to have seen on 2nd down and coming back to 3rd down to do that. But I think Ben Davis also knew they were in 4-down territory, and they might go back to that same wheel. But when I was talking about in the opening, those slants, open up Warren Central and try to pick them apart a little bit.
Like you said, fire. Warren Central's defense looking for a 4th down stop off the turnover. Swanson, right side, under pressure, stepping up, hit from behind it, nearly intercepted, incomplete. Warren Central defense coming up with a hold as Swanson slow to get up from behind, but he had plenty of pressure, barely getting that ball off.
Yeah, he had a lot of pressure in that situation, and that's a good representation of what happens when you get that kind of pressure coming up. That's just a simple miss blitz by number 4 right there. He's got to pick that up, because if he does, it's a chance to throw that ball in the end zone right there. And, right there, Warren Central wished they had that one back, because even though they got that stop, which was amazing, that would have been all green sights all the way down the field for a pick 6 right there.
Brian Stevens nearly coming up with the interception, and that was Marcus Houston with the pressure from behind. And exactly what we talked about, which Coach Simmons said, you have to finish. That was a golden opportunity starting in the red zone. 0 points on the board for Ben Davis as the officials will get this clock situated as they continue to run there.
Well, the defense did a great job creating that turnover. And what's frustrating is when you're a defense and you're like, hey, the defense of Ben Davis is playing well. There might be 14 points on the board, but 7 of those go to the special teams for putting them in a bad situation. And, their defense is playing well. Their offense has to pick up the pace, or the defense is going to start feeling the pressure to put some points on the board, and that makes it playing a lot more difficult.
Well, what car company gives you a choice of some of the best auto brands? It's the Tom Wood Automotive Group. With 12 brands including Honda, Ford, and Volvo, you are sure to find the car you're looking for. Find out how easy it is to buy your next car at tomwood.com, and let's drive with the team that drives high school sports. Powell back out onto the field with this Warren Central offense. 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Powell looking left side. Now looking long, has his man and overthrows him, but a flag on the play. And it looks like a little bit of hold there.
Well, I was thinking before that play is they're going to get a big dose of runs from Warren Central. And so I love the play call, just mixing it up and throwing the ball down the field to loosen up that Ben Davis defense right there. And you put a little bit of pressure on them, and looks like there's a holding call right there that will go against the Ben Davis Giants.
As that was Hernandez, who had his man beaten, a little tug from behind of the jersey there, like by Peters. Move it 10 yards forward, first down, Warren Central from the 20-yard line. Not the easiest way you can get a first down off of the penalty.
Well, here's the thing, as a DB, it's better to have that penalty and lose 10 yards than to lose 7 points. And so when you're beat, sometimes that's all you can do.
Powell, handoff to Johnson, and again, Latarian Golden meeting him at the line of scrimmage, throwing him back. That Ben Davis Giant defense holding strong.
Yeah, Latarian Golden just bear hugged him, wrapped him up, and a couple of his buddies jumped on the pile right there. Just a good job from the defensive line from Ben Davis. And, you know, the truth is, Logan, the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but this defense has been playing well all night long, making plays just like that.
I said, this is a defense that has struggled in the first couple games, and it was about the time they figured it out last year when Ben Davis made that quick turnaround and ended up with an 8-win season and worked their way all the way to regionals. Then on to semi-state as Powell steps up, has some room to run, and finally going to be forced out by Knuckles near the first down marker. Looks like maybe just a hair short.
Well, we talked about earlier, there's some mismatch going on right there when Warren Central spreads out the field, and then you actually had a blitz in that situation by Marks, and then there was nobody left to pick up Prince when he was flushed outside the pocket, and pretty much put him in a situation to pick up that first down.
Looks like they're going to have it just shy. Going to be third down. So third down and 2 from the 28-yard line. As Powell going to stay in the shotgun set. Johnson to his right. Ben Davis showing blitz. Powell keeps it himself. Dragged down by Williams right at the first down marker. And we'll see where this ball is spotted. It's going to be awful close.
Yeah, that's all in the spot right there and deciding if they picked it up or down. Looks like they're going to call it short, and it'll be 4th down and 1. And this right here is the ballsy call that is on the line right now for Coach West. And do you keep the momentum going and pick it up, or do you risk the fact that you don't pick it up and the momentum begins to change?
And that ball is just a hair off of that 30-yard line, is where the Warriors need to get to. And there's 10 seconds on the play clock. So Coach West might have to take a timeout here to think some things over. He's going to let that clock run all the way down before taking that timeout. And I tell you what, Travis, this is the call that can make or break it.
Well, it's interesting in this situation. If you're not going for it, then I don't know that you burn the timeout. You take the 5 penalty and you punt the ball away. And if you are going for it, then yes, take that timeout, think through it, and figure out if you have the best situation out there. And a lot of this comes from up top, what you're seeing and feeling like, can I get up under there and can we sneak to get this 1 yard? Because this right here, if you get the first down, it's not a big momentum changer. But if you don't get the first down, then it is a big momentum changer. Your defense is back against the wall again, and I think that's the choice that Warren has to make. And it looks like they're sending their offense back out on the field right now, and I think this is a gutsy call for Coach West to be able to make at this point in time.
Well, we've seen Powell get a couple QB sneaks for scores where he's gotten that 1 yard. Devontae Payne, the big senior center, 5'10", 260. As now Coach West has asked for the chains to see if he even had it or not. And he is shy by just a little bit.
What's interesting, sometimes they try to ask for the chains before you call the timeout. That gives you enough time to kind of think through it and make a decision if you want to go for it or not. But I think this was just a tactic to make sure he knew exactly how far they had to go. And let's put the big boys up there and let the offensive line do its work. And as Ben Davis right now, this is a crucial stop, because if you can stop him here, you got the ball right where you want it.
Powell under center again. He takes it, and he's going to push forward to the 31-yard line. First down, Warren Central.
Man, what just a gutsy call from Coach West right here. Just having so much confidence in his defense that they didn't get it, that his defense could put their backs against the walls again and still pull through for Warren. So great position to be in when you're a coach and know you have such a great defense right here. And now Warren Central has to push this ball up and move it down the field to make this worth it.
First and 10 from the 31-yard line. 4 men down for Ben Davis. Powell, low snap, looking left side under pressure. rolls right, throwing this one up and out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, that is exactly the right pass at that point in time. Is, you know, you only want to throw that ball where your guy can catch it or the ball goes out of bounds. There's no need to take any risk right there. That's a good veteran play right there as he got flushed out of the pocket and made a good decision with the ball. And, you know, Ben Davis, you got to be happy about that because that's a coverage. That's basically a coverage sack right there. The DBs did such a great job. The linebackers, there was no place for him to throw the ball in that situation.
And it looks like we had a roughing the passer call there.
Ooh, I completely missed that. So
roughing the passer call moves the ball up 15 yards after the play, so first down Warren Central.
I didn't even see one of those yellow hankies dancing on the field. I just completely missed it.
Well, nonetheless, first down Warren Central after the roughing the passer call on Ben Davis. And now flag coming out. And looks like Warren Central was a little quick on the gun there and getting called for the false start. Back-to-back penalties out there on the field with 7:32 remaining in the third quarter. Going to bring up now first and 15 for the Warriors.
Well, and maybe that's what Ben Davis needs is a little break right there and just to catch their breath. They're on their heels right now, and you know, now they got Warren Central in a situation that they're first and 15, and this is a chance for them to get maybe aggressive and create a big stop right here and get the ball back to their offense and move the ball back down the field.
Ball on the 41-yard line again, 14-7. Warren Central leading the Giants from Ben Davis here in the third quarter. Prince Powell responsible for both touchdowns for Warren Central. Rushed both of them in from 1 yard out. Ben Davis scored on their first series. Swanson found Donnell Mason for a 45-yard touchdown score. Put the Giants up early. Powell looking, middle of the field, finds Michael Clark as he drops it just past the 50, incomplete. Charles Knuckles right in there with the swat.
Well, it's a good job by Charles Knuckles to be in the presence there, but really that's a great play call, and that ball has to be caught. You know, there are certain things that you want to be able to do as an offense, and you know, you got to be able to throw the ball and catch the ball right there. You know, Ben Davis is probably getting a little bit nervous at this point in time because, you know, those are the plays that they just can't let happen. Not right now. They need a real stop here, and I'd like to see Ben Davis get up more aggressive and maybe bring some heat and create some pressure for Warren.
Clark's been the main target for Powell throughout the season. He's been targeted, has over 12 receptions on the season as Powell looks outside, finds Delgado on that screen as he rolls his way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Going to be close back to the original line of scrimmage, which will bring up a third and long for Warren Central with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, just, you know, right now it's just milking some clock. You know, Warren Central is just burning some clock right now, you know, holding the ball and keeping Ben Davis's defense on the field. Sometimes you forget that when you're out there for a while, you get tired and ready to come to the sidelines and you need a break.
Well, here's the third down stop maybe that Ben Davis is looking for. They're crowding the box. Powell looking left side. They bring a blitz. Powell rolling right side under pressure and has to throw this one away. Going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a good job by Ben Davis's defense. What I mentioned earlier is get a little bit aggressive and bring some pressure. Make it uncomfortable for Prince back there, and the times they've done that, they've had success. You know, last time they did that, although they got a roughing the passer, they weren't able to complete the pass. So I think that might be a formula right there that Ben Davis is noticing is if they bring pressure, they make it uncomfortable, and they can actually help their defense out in that situation.
Well, you mentioned Warren Central burning a timeout, going for it on fourth down, but then not converting anything else from it. Maybe a little bit of a wasted possession there for the Warriors as Jackson boots this one away. A high kick. Mason back to return. It drops near the 30-yard line. And we'll see the official ruling going to be at the 29. So Joe Jackson getting this one off. No return for the Ben Davis Giants, but Ben Davis getting another look with it as they will have the ball right at the 29-yard line. 6:29 as well to go in the third quarter.
Well, if you're Ben Davis, that is a major win right there. Your defense got to stop. Now they've come off the field, and you put the ball back in your offense's hands. And here's what you need from your offense right now. You need to see your offense pick up at least a couple first downs, move that ball, you know, down the field, give your defense some time to rest a little bit, and hopefully put some points on the scoreboard.
Nice job there from that Ben Davis Giant defense, getting off the field when they needed to. Giants down 7. This time, a little bit of a QB change coming in. You're going to see Chris Patterson in. Patterson back to throw. Plenty of time, off his back foot, launching one, has his man. It's a battle. Rylan Richardson incomplete as Therese Reed came back, but a broken play there in the secondary for Warren Central could have resulted in 6 had Patterson seen him in time.
Yeah, it looked like Richardson kind of gave up on the play right there, and he stopped. As a receiver, if he kept going right there, I think it's a lot more pressure on Warren Central. Interesting quarterback change right there, and I don't know if it's because of injury or because Ben Davis just feels like they need to have a little bit of change right now to kind of mix things up and push the ball down the field.
2nd and 10. Patterson, handoff Fuentes right side, has a hole, works his way up past the 30, keeps those legs turning, finally being turned back by the Warrior defense, but not before a quality run. About 5 on the play, as one of the hardest running 5-yard gains you'll see.
Yeah, that was a great counter trap right there where, the quarterback's heading one way and the running back cuts underneath the other way, and he's just looking for a little bit of hole right there. He found a little bit of ground and got a few yards. But this 3rd down right here, Logan, is what's going to be very important, because as the clock starts to tick and you start losing time on the clock in this game, they've got to start getting concerned with moving the ball far enough to put some points on the scoreboard.
3rd and 5 for Chris Patterson, the junior. Keep in mind, has a couple rushes on the year. He can take off as he tries to elude tacklers and going to be brought down by Jaden Perkins in the backfield. A sack for the senior because of the 2nd sack of the season for Warren Central.
Yeah, just a good defensive series right there for Warren Central. An easy 3 and out. Now the key is don't make mistakes right here on special teams. That means lock up, do your job, your position, and make sure your offense gets the ball back right here. I wouldn't think Ben Davis is going to try any funny stuff right here. Probably just going to kick the ball away and try to go put some defense on him and get the ball back.
Patterson standing near his own 15. Reed at his own 40 for Warren Central, as now we have a little bit of a clock issue with the clock going off of the scoreboard, as we'll have to wait for that issue to be resolved.
I saw that up there. I was looking there a second ago and was thinking about them running the clock out and noticed that clock wasn't working. I thought it was that fancy scoreboard that Warren Central has with all those lights that I was just missing it.
Still a big stop there for Warren Central, and the quarterback change with Swanson on the sideline. See him down there being attended to by the trainer. But Chris Pearson checking in, the junior, who has thrown a little bit on the air. He comes into this one with 4 completions off of 8 attempts, 91 yards, a touchdown and an interception, but as well as a runner. He's at 8 rushes for 68 yards and a score. So we've seen Chris Patterson again, dual threat guy, just like Juwan Swanson. Those 2 juniors dueling for that quarterback position. It's been Swanson's all year. We see him, though, battling a little bit on the sideline, and Patterson definitely able to come in and would be able to do a very good job running this Ben Davis offense, as we're still waiting for this score to get back onto the scoreboard. Both teams now hustling to the bench. So we're going to take a quick break here with the players on the field. 14-7. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter from your MIC Network Game of the Week.
2 vehicles, same model, same color, same price. The difference? The Tom Wood vehicle is a better value because it comes with our exclusive lifetime powertrain coverage at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
The MIC Network Game of the Week is a proud product of Frontrunner Media's Next Generation initiative. Thanks to Frontrunner, the MIC Network Game of the Week allows students around the MIC to get hands-on experience while working alongside media professionals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the hard-working students that make it possible. The MIC Network, led by students, powered by champions.
Welcome back to your MIC Network Game of the Week here. Warren Central leading the Ben Davis Giants 14-7 in the 3rd quarter of the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown. A couple scores from around the MIC This was a big-time matchup between the #1 team in the state and the #3 team in Center Grove and North Central. The Trojans leading this one at half, 40-0 over the North Central Panthers. How about that one, Travis? Center Grove looking tough this year.
I know Kevin O'Shea there at North Central is not happy about that, but hey, but the situation is sometimes not much you can do when a team is just better than you, and Center Grove right now is just dominating most teams out there.
Pike leading Lawrence Central as well, 27-0 at halftime there. The Red Devils getting back possibly to winning ways against the Bears, as looks like we're getting the clock back up here. A reset of the scoreboard, they're going to be working on that here at Warren Central as we're trying to get ourselves back to the action. Another score update again from around the MIC. Carmel leading Lawrence North 17-14.
You know, Logan, it feels like there's just a lot of parity in the MIC right now outside of Center Grove, where we called that Lawrence Central LN game, and Lawrence Central was so competitive to Lawrence North that night, and then come here last week and got blown out. And you're starting to see some of that. Carmel's gotten blown out a time or two, and North Central looked tough, and then they're not. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens as the rest of the MIC plays out this year.
Well, here we go. We have the scoreboard back up and running. Patterson getting this punt off and going to take a friendly giant hop to the 35-yard line. And a good punt there, flip of the field for the Ben Davis Giants as Warren Central holds on a 3-and-out. They'll get the ball back with about 4:30 remaining in this third quarter.
Well, if you're on the Warren Central side, you look at that defensive series right there, and you could ask for nothing better. They managed the line of scrimmage. They didn't make any mistakes, and they forced a 3-and-out in a critical time in the game right now. And, that's what this Ben Davis team needs to do right here to give their offense a chance. Maybe even try to get that turnover, working the strip balls. They're going to have to make something happen to create an opportunity to pick up those extra 7 points they need.
Powell in the shotgun, going to hand off to Jordan. He barrels forward for a gain of about 1 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down, and there's Warren Central staying married to the run.
Well, and people that don't understand football don't understand, well, if it's not working, why are they still running? Well, it actually is working, even though it's only a 1 yard gain. It's because, number one, it's eating clock right now for Warren Central, and 2, it still sets up any other pass play that comes down the stretch right there. So that's why they're going to stay committed to that, to create that balance to open up this offense.
Powell looking left side. Has Delgado again. And ball's coming out late, and he'll get right back to the line of scrimmage. Just not anything working there with Tavian Williamson in on the tackle.
Well, even that play right there, Logan, that's in a lot of coaches' minds, that's just like a run play. It's a quick pass. I know he's going to catch that ball right there. He's going to move upfield. And guess what? If you look at the scoreboard, that clock is still ticking. And although they didn't get many yards right there, it's still ball control. It's still in possession. And this is where Warren Central is going to have to open up a little bit, because picking up a first down right here is a big deal.
3rd and 9. If you look, no one deep for Ben Davis. Powell looking left side. Outside finds Delgado. He grabs it right at the 45-yard line. Going to be enough for a Warren Central Warrior first down.
Yeah, that's just a good job. A little pass and a little catch from 2 guys that have probably been doing it for a lot of years. And sometimes you think that the Friday Night Lights changes everything, but these are still high school kids that love the game and love to do these things. And it sometimes just boils down, Logan, just a little pitch and catch.
Powell under center. Again, handoff Jordan, bouncing it to the left side, gets to the edge, breaks a couple tackles, and is pushed out of play right at the 44-yard line into Giant territory.
Well, you remember a few plays ago, and we said they're committed to the run, and it wasn't working. That's why they continue to do it, right? They keep after it, and they keep pounding you. And these are physical guys trying to volley for the line of scrimmage right there, and that pounding takes a toll. And then all you're waiting for is a guy to make a mistake, and somebody doesn't do their job, and then you break one for 7-10 yards, and you got a first down.
It was another first down run for Warren Central, and Chris Jordan, one of those talented sophomores, getting the start. He had 2 scores against Lawrence Central last week, and And they'll feed him again. He'll keep those legs moving right up to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play.
And this for Warren Central right now is the perfect ball-controlled game. You know, they have the ball in their hands. They're running the ball. They're milking the clock. But here's the other thing they're doing is they're continuing to wear down that defense. And they wear them down play after play after play. And before you know it, that's when somebody doesn't do their job and you put more points on the board. And that's what Warren Central is trying to do to Ben Davis right now.
For all but about 2 minutes, this Giants defense has been on the field in the third quarter. Powell, handoff again to Jordan. Big hole. Chris Jordan barreling forward past the 30-yard line. First down, Warren Central.
And right now, I think if I'm Ben Davis, I'm getting a little bit nervous because I've got to have to figure out a way to stop this Warren Central offense because now they got your number. They know where your weakness is. Looks like you're tired on defense, and Ben Davis, it's time to turn up the pressure and dial up something. This is a big-time defense, and Warren Central needs Ramel Williams, and they need Boatwright and Knuckles and Carnell. They need them to do something to make a play to turn this momentum around.
First and 10 from the 28-yard line for Warren Central. Powell, handoff Jordan. There was a jump at the line. We see a flag back towards the line of scrimmage as Jordan falls down at the 25-yard line with a little bit of help from Dylan Moore.
Yeah, this is like going back and watching Ben Davis and Warren, you know, back in the early 90s when Dick Dolahan was there. And, you know, all it was just grind and pound each other back and forth. You know, if you watch, going all the way back to like the James Banks days when, you know, he was Mr. Football for Ben Davis. I'm dating myself, Logan. You don't even know about these days. And, you know, the Chris Holmans that played for Ben Davis and Cam Smith. Like, these guys were Ben Davis's powerhouse teams. And then you saw that shift happen in the early 2000s to Warren Central as they began to make their runs. But all those teams, this is what they did. They played tough, hard-nosed defense, and they had heck of a running games, and that's what they did over and over and over. And we're seeing a little bit of dose of that this time from Warren Central.
We've seen that illegal motion there on Warren Central sets them back. Now 1st and 16 from the 34-yard line. Negates that run as Powell looks left side, single coverage, topside, challenging Carnell, and that's a reception. It is going to be hauled in there by Delgado. He's been the go-to man tonight. Went one-on-one with Dalen Carnell and came up with it.
Well, what a great play going right at, you know, the opposing team's lockdown corner. He's the big D1 guy, and they challenged him, right? But that comes from running the ball, pounding, and then throwing the ball down the field. Good job with the play calls for Warren Central.
Inside a minute to play in the third quarter as we find ourselves in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for the Warren Central Warriors. Check coming from the sideline. 5 seconds here on the play clock. And Powell's going to keep it himself and maybe works his way back to the line of scrimmage. The Ben Davis Giants were not fooled on that option play.
Well, it looked like that play was developing so slow right there, and the defensive end was coming down that Prince Powell had to make a decision to just get that, to try to expedite that thing real quick as he saw what was about to happen. I think Warren Central is going to have enough time on the clock to let it run out and take this game into the fourth quarter. But here's what you're seeing is this is big time power football, and they're grinding down the field, grinding the clock, wearing down on people. This is that old school. We're gonna just muscle up on you and see what we can do to you. I like it.
Old school football here on the east side of Indianapolis on the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown. 14-7. Warren Central leading the Ben Davis Giants as we have our sideline reporter working as hard as they come, Josh Ayen.
Thanks, guys. All the momentum currently with Warren Central, especially considering some major injury news for Ben Davis. Of course, Jawan Swanson, starting quarterback, has not been out the last couple of series. It appears he is battling an abdomen injury. Just a couple of minutes ago, I saw him with an ice pack on his abs. His shoulder pads were unclipped and no indications that he may be coming back into the game, so his night may be done. 12 minutes still left in this one. Warren Central still ahead by a score. We're watching the McNetwork Game of the Week.
Well, Papa John's is hiring delivery drivers at all of their Indianapolis and surrounding locations. You must be 18 years old, have a great attitude, and have at least 6 months of driving experience, as well as a clear driving record and insurance. Apply online at papajohns.com, or to set up your interview, just text JOBS to 47272. So some big news coming from Josh Ain on the sideline, and Swanson, we can see him down on the sideline, pads off, helmet off. Looks like starting quarterback for Ben Davis out of the rest of this game as Powell looking far side, looking for the score, can't find Howard, going outside near the end of the end zone.
Logan, I don't know if you know, but I'm a former high school defensive back coach, and so being in that defensive mindset right now, this is what Ben Davis has to do. They got to get a stop right here. When you're down 7 in this type of game, you need a momentum change, and the defensive coordinator, those defensive coaches are saying, hey, all we need is 3 plays from you. Make a stop right here. Give our offense a chance. You got to suck it up. You got to play for pride. Play for that BD. Let's go get a stop right here. Let's see what Ben Davis has in this series.
3rd and 10. Powell pushed right side, finds his man just past the 10-yard line, and a fight for the ball between a giant and a warrior like Carnell and Delgado battling for it. Delgado going to be credited with the catch, but a gain of about 1 on the play will bring the kicker, Joe Jackson, out onto the field. And going to be a fairly routine kick here for Joe Jackson.
Well, this is like a pitching wedge for him. You know, nice, easy little chip shot right here. I mean, it's nice in high school when you have a kid that can kick the ball that well, and so it's not the perfect angle. You probably like it a little bit more head on right here, but should be a good kick. Oh.
High snap, though. Jackson falling down on it at the 25-yard line, and it's going to be Ben Davis getting the turnover on downs. The snap was high, and it's still a 1-possession ball game.
Well, that's what you get in a rivalry game like this when you never know what happens. And just something that is as simple as they've practiced 100 times. As you can see here on the replay, that snap comes in high, goes right over the holder's hands, and now you have Ben Davis making a play. And this is sometimes what you need, a little bit of momentum, a little bit of excitement. I wouldn't be surprised if you see number 5 end up out there on the field on some offense. Look, he might even walk down right now and stand next to coach and just start looking at him, you know, see if he can get in the ball game.
Patterson going back to Fuentes, left side, has a hole and is hit hard at the 30-yard line there.
Ooh, that was a big hit.
Saw once again Holman in on the tackle, as he seems to be everywhere tonight for that Warren Central defense. 2nd and 3.
Yeah, that's a big play right there happening, a big hit, you know, by looks like the inside backer, number 14.
Alexander.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see who that was, but making a play before that got out of hand.
Patterson looking right side, looking outside from Mason. Yeah, tiptoeing in. First down, Ben Davis.
Yeah, what a great snag right there, and getting his feet in bounds right there. Perfect throw, perfect catch. You see this, Logan? This is the momentum that Ben Davis has been looking for. They need a little something, and you know this secondary is going to get challenged now for Warren Central.
Donnell Mason has been the man all night long. Ben Davis has their lone score. Giants are driving. And counter back the other way. This one read by Warren Central. Nowhere to go for Fuentes. Pair of Warriors in there on the tackle.
Yeah, good job reading that defense, that counter play right there, and they're there to stuff it. You know, I think where Ben Davis has a chance, they're going to have to throw the ball against this Warren Central secondary. And hey, big shout out to Sterling Bulljack, he Warren Central Warrior, part of that super sophomore class. He's sitting at home tonight. I hope watching the game and recovering, because I know how bad he wanted to be on the field tonight playing with his teammates.
Another run there from Fuentes, chopped down right at the 45-yard line. Brings up 3rd and long just like that.
You know, Logan, this is a sophomore class, is a special class that Warren Central's been talking about since they've been 8th graders. They had a great run last year as freshmen, and now so many of them are out here playing. This is kind of the backs of the future of what Warren Central's looking for. There's a lot of these guys out here playing and playing tough for the Warren Central Warriors tonight.
Patterson, the backup quarterback, the junior, in on a long 3rd down, looking out to Fuentes, and this one chopped down at the line of scrimmage there, drops down, incompletion. Harrell was right there for it for Warren Central.
Well, and this is, when there's 9 minutes on the clock to go, but you gotta take your shots when you can get them. And it's a field possession. It's only it's a field possession game at this point in time, and so Ben Davis has elected to go ahead and kick the ball and take their chances.
Patterson needs a big punt here, standing at his own 30. Really needs to flip this field and pin Warren Central deep.
And people talk about flipping the field, and really, that's just right now a field position scenario where they need to kick the ball and put Warren Central in a bad situation and get a great kick just like that, put their backs against the wall to try to help them out. And, good job. Kudos for the patience for Ben Davis to go ahead and kick that ball. I feel like some people would want to feel like, feel the pressure and they have to go ahead and punt it. Good job right there. And now field position is on their side.
Well, the MIC Network welcomes the Tom Wood Automotive Group as our newest partner. If you're looking for a new Nissan, Toyota, Lexus, or one of the other 9 brands they sell, let the exceptional team at Tom Wood help you find your next car or keep the car you now drive in tip-top shape. Check out all of their locations at tomwood.com. 1st and 10 for Warren Central. Ball at the 15-yard lines. A couple ticks over 9 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. 14-7. Warriors with the lead. We've been there since halftime. Defenses have both picked up on both sides in this second half. Powell going handoff to Jordan. Bounces outside. Stood up by Carnell and pushed out of bounds with the flag.
Little flag on the play, but what I'm noticing, Logan, is there's a little jaw jacking starting to happen down there between a couple of those guys, and this could play into how the game turns out when guys start talking, emotions start to flare, the magnitude of the game starts to happen, and football is a game of mistakes, and all it takes is somebody to make a mistake and somebody else to capitalize on it. And Warren Central has a well, I think they feel like a comfortable 7-point lead, but it shouldn't be very comfortable because Ben Davis is still right there.
And still waiting for the official call. Coach Simmons needing some clarification. Looks like it will be on Warren Central. And it looks like a 5-yard penalty, putting him back to the 10-yard line. Looks like maybe an illegal shift, a guy moving early for Warren Central. So 1st and 15. Powell rolling right side. Looking out wide, finds his man Delgado again. Right at the 15-yard line, so they get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good rollout protection play. It's a safe pass play for Warren Central. Get your quarterback out there in an open field, and if there's somebody there, you throw it. If you don't, you just tuck it and you take what you can get. But these next 2 plays are pretty crucial to this game right here. Ben Davis needs to get a stop right here. They need to give their offense the ball back.
Ben Davis still with all 3 timeouts remaining. Warren Central with only 2. 2nd down for Prince Powell. So he looks right side, another screen play. And again, it's Delgado battling for every single yard he can get, falling forward in front of the 20-yard line. Gonna bring up 3rd and short now for the Warriors.
Now, this is where, Coach West and Coach Spann have an interesting play call right here, and is that, do you air it out, or do you go back and you say, hey, our workhorse has been running the ball and he's been picking up yards, and we want to go to him. This is going to be a really important play call for Warren Central, and I think the way that Chris Jordan's been running the ball with a couple yards, I might put it in his hands.
We see him in the backfield with Powell. And Davis crowding the box, and there's the handoff to Jordan. Jordan spinning forward, falls down just shy of the 25-yard line. And it's going to be another tough spot. We'll see where the official marking is. Feels a little bit like deja vu, and like they're just a tad bit short. The Warren Central Warriors are going to bring up 4th down again, and this time looks like the punting unit comes out quickly.
Yeah, that was a good conservative play to run the ball and run some clock, and obviously you hope to pick up that 1st down right there, but this is a field position game, and this is where the chance to flip that field and end up with better field position, as you were talking about just a few minutes ago.
Jackson gets a huge boot on this one. Carnell fields it at the 35. Look out for Dalen Carnell. hopping over defenders inside of Warren Central Warrior territory down at the 47. First down, Ben Davis.
Yeah, and that's a really good kick by Warren Central, but just a great return from a superstar athlete that, you know, it was time to make a play. And, you know, I know he has some two-way talent. I would love to see him, you know, break the huddle and show up on offense, if nothing else for a decoy, but more importantly, maybe to put the ball in his hands. And there you have it.
It might be Dalen Carnell time as Chris Patterson, the starting quarterback now for Ben Davis, has seen Juwan Swanson out. Looks like for the rest of the game with his pads off after dealing with that abdominal pain that we saw, as we're hoping for the best for him in the future as well for the Giants. Patterson doing a nice job checking in. Looking right side, and Dylan Moore can't hold on to the pass, hit the pads and right out, incomplete.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that even if he caught that ball, there wasn't very many options at that point in time other to get blown up from a tackle perspective. The Warren Central cornerbacks and safety linebacker were pretty much tracking that thing down. So they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit further down the field, and I think they're going to take a shot down the field to Carnell at this point.
2nd and 10, Patterson looking, far side, looking for more, incomplete, and here come the flags. Pass interference call here as Lee Alexander is down behind the play. And we'll see the trainers coming out to him again.
And Lee's one of those super sophomores that are part of this talented sophomore class right now, and you see the play right there. And he gets out of his break a little bit too late and opens his hips, and he doesn't make a play on the ball. And unfortunately, when you do that as a DB and you're not looking back at the ball, you run into a guy. It's an easy penalty to call. And you know, as a safety, one of your jobs is to stay deep as the deepest. And he got a little bit behind right there, had to turn and run, and that's what corners do well, not necessarily safeties.
But I tell you what, how about the confidence there from Patterson going back to Dylan Moore? He just dropped that one instead of going right back to you, and the receiver going up, creating that contact, and able to get the flag as Alexander's still down behind the play. So we're going to take a quick break here from your MIC Network Game of the Week. Warren Central leading the Ben Davis Giants 14-7, 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter.
Lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Thank you, Colin Pop Jones. Cumberland, this is Kyle speaking.
Pizza's here!
Yay! 14-7, Warren Central leading Ben Davis in the 96th edition of this Circle City Showdown. Lee Alexander, the injured Warrior, just getting to his feet and going to need some help getting off the field here for the Warren Central Warriors. We've seen a couple Warriors go down in this one. We saw DeWan Eccles late in the first half go down. He came back into the game as we're hoping the best for Lee Alexander, one of those sensational sophomores playing for Warren Central.
You know, Logan, you mentioned this is the 96th game. What kind of split as far as win-losses and their state championship titles? Who's got more than those?
Well, we're seeing Warren Central take the lead in this series itself, winning 57 to 35. But when you match up the state title, it's about as even as it comes.
I know they've all had like decades of domination, you know, as it had. And I think I opened up talking about if you were a kid in Indiana, you either wanted to play for one of those two teams or hopefully have a team good enough to play against them.
Well, after the pass interference call there, Ben Davis will take over from Warren Central's 32-yard line. And it will be 1st and 10 with 6:20 to go. The Giants still with all 3 timeouts in need of a touchdown.
I think Ben Davis has something going right now with the passing game, and they haven't even went to Carnell. They've kind of used him as a decoy in the situation, which has also been helpful.
Patterson, again, was looking long, throwing off his back foot, has his man, touchdown, Ben Davis. Rylan Richardson going 32 yards for the score.
What a great play right there from the quarterback, just staying patient and throwing the ball down the field. You know, Holman got caught looking in the backfield. He squatted on that first pump right there. Rule number one that you can't do as a corner, where you end up on somebody's highlight film. And so the young sophomore will not like watching that one. But the Ben Davis Giants, that momentum is coming back.
Giants looking for 2 points here, possibly. Mixing up matchups, bringing in the big guys. And your 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown could come down to a 2-point conversion here. Dalen Carnell isolated on the bottom of your screen all alone. Patterson out wide with Fuentes in the backfield, and now a timeout here from Warren Central, burning one of their 2 remaining ones after they see the formation here from Ben Davis.
Yeah, I think this is a good timeout for Ben Davis, or not, excuse me, by Warren Central, because they were not ready for this situation right now. And this is potentially the game right now with only 6 minutes to go. There's not been a lot of points been scored, and Warren Central definitely doesn't have instant offense. So if you're Ben Davis right here to go up, I think this is a really gutsy call right here. And the thing about it is they say you're on the road and you have a chance to win the game against your rival, and if you don't, you still have some time to make up the stops. But I think it'll be tough for teams to either one of the teams to score again after this, and so I kind of like the gutsy call from Ben Davis.
This is what it's all about in this matchup. A couple scores from around the MIC. Carmel leading Lawrence North 20-14 in the third quarter there. Good matchup at Dwayne Bell Stadium out there at Lawrence North High School. Center Grove all over North Central, up 31-0 in that one, and Pike all over Lawrence Central, 27-0 there.
Logan, what do you make of the MIC at this point in time? With all the teams that's kind of shifting outside of Center Grove, who seems to be the front runner that nobody can touch. What do you think about the rest of the league right now?
I think there is a lot of parity, like we saw last year, where all of the top teams were all, with about 2 losses. We had about 4 winners of the MIC last season for the regular season title. This year, like you said, once you get past Center Grove at number 1, it feels like 2 through 5 are all just a toss-up of any given night. And we're seeing that here with these 2 teams about as evenly matched as you can get. Ben Davis going for 2 in the fourth quarter.
I like the matchup. Both corners are on the island by themselves right now, and a chance to make a play if they decide to throw this ball at him.
Patterson, right side by himself, has to get to the edge, and does! The backup quarterback, Chris Patterson.
What a big gutsy call from Coach Simmons right here to say we're going to go for 2, spread it out right there. They noticed that the Warren Central corners were locked up man-to-man. They ran them off, turned their backs, which is like blocking them away, and he strolled right into the end zone pretty much untouched.
And the block right there from Carnell, setting that up down in the end zone as Patterson gets in.
And Logan, this isn't a big crowd out here because of these are COVID crowds, but man, Ben Davis crowd is going nuts.
Josh, what'd you see down there?
Folks, we've been talking about Rylan Richardson, how he's been able to stack performances, solid performances from week to week. This time, he gets it done. First reception of the day, goes for a go-ahead touchdown. And talking to Jason Simmons this week, he's been really high on the senior receiver after battling some injuries. Earlier this year, he is making the most of his opportunities in his final year in a high school jersey. That right there puts Ben Davis ahead for the first time since the opening minutes of the first quarter. Logan, Travis, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. And here we go, kickoff from the Giants. And we get a return here from Warren Central. He gets up past the 30-yard line. Strong return there for the Warren Central Warriors, as that was Howard on the return.
What I like about this now is the pressure has changed, and so Warren Central was just coasting for the last almost 2.5 quarters, with that lead, and now their backs against the wall, and they're forced to drive that ball down and not just set up for a field goal like last time, punch it in, or they're set to lose to the west side.
And remember, Warren Central burning 2 timeouts already, with 1 timeout remaining, under 6 minutes to go. Joe Jackson hit a 54-yarder last week against Lawrence Central. This one's a little more on the line as Jordan gets up to the 34-yard line, gain of about 3.
And I think that's part of the ultimate strategy. And no coach is going to, not try to punch it in when they can. But the truth is, Warren Central has a great kicker who can put the ball in for 50-plus yards if they can get a snap down. And so there's a lot of options for them to, put themselves in a position to do what we said in the opening, which is the last team that has the ball might be the team that wins.
Giants, though, have held the Warriors scoreless in this second half. 2nd and 7. Again, hand off to Jordan. Looking left side, pushing near the 40-yard line. These teams get battled up in the trench. Is going to be just shy of that 40-yard line, so we can bring about 3rd and 2 now for the Warren Central Warriors. And with only 1 timeout remaining, it could be 4-down territory no matter what for the Warriors.
Yeah, I think that now the mindset is, we're gonna line up and we're gonna power it right down your throat. We're gonna pick up this first down. I think things could play out perfectly for Warren Central as they start just running the ball all the way down the clock, or all the way down the field, and the clock is continuing. And they could be in a situation that they can just put it in right at the end.
Late substitution there for Ben Davis. Got Laura Gonzalez back on the field. Now, handoff right side for Jordan. Has a hole and gets brought down at the 45-yard line. 1st down for Warren Central. And now a flag coming in late from the far side official with a couple guys getting tangled up. It looks like this might go against Ben Davis.
Well, these are where cooler heads have to prevail in these situations, and you can't put yourself in a situation, whether you're Warren or Ben Davis, and make a mental error that costs your team 15 yards. So it's either 1st down, and it happens to Warren Central or Ben Davis. But this is the kind of stuff that you want to mess around with at this point in time in the game. You got to be smart and just keep your head cool.
And they're waving the flag off. Good call there from the officials. 2 guys just getting tangled up on the far side. It looked like trying to hold a block.
And I can tell you, Coach West is not going to like that. He's asking for clarification, I think, in that situation.
1st and 10 for Warren Central. Ball on the 47-yard line as the Warriors inch closer to Giant territory. Powell, handoff again. The ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground. Powell, Holt jumping on it. Back at the 45. Maybe a loss of 1 or 2 on the play. And that was a golden opportunity there for the Giants.
Yeah, it was. Anytime you see the ball on the ground, boy, everybody's got to be scrambling. And, I think Warren Central got lucky right there that Powell's able to jump back on that ball, because a turnover right now for Warren Central is a couple nails in that coffin for them at this point in time in the game with no timeouts, or 1 timeout left.
Now the Warriors behind the sticks. You mentioned the game plan of just running it up the middle. Now looking at 2nd and long. Powell passing. Has Clark. Clark past the 40. Inside the 35-yard line before Knuckles brings him down. 1st down and then some for Warren Central.
Well, Warren Central has had a lot of success, throwing the ball down the field like that, especially in the middle of the field where they found some weakness. And good bounce back and good throw right there. Now, Ben Davis is on the other side. It's time for their defense to puff up and see if they can't get a stop.
Michael Clark, one of those senior leaders, the sure-handed tight end, coming up big. And now late substitution here from Ben Davis. They're forced to call the timeout for getting the flag. That's the last thing you want if you're a Ben Davis Giant fan, is giving up free yards to Warren Central. We talked about the leg of Joe Jackson. He's hit a 54-yarder last week against Lawrence Central, and we're getting close to that range as well here.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be in range at some point in time, and I know as a coach, I don't want to put him in a situation that he has to hit a miracle 50-yarder into the wind for us to win. I think Warren Central would much rather drive this ball down and with about 30 seconds to go, punch it in the end zone and go home. But I just don't know if that's how it's going to end up tonight. And, anytime these two teams are playing, you just never know what's going to happen, and there's a lot of football left to be played.
Well, you go back to every moment, every possession, and when that ball dropped on the turf and Prince Powell got back on it, that could have been the opportunity for Ben Davis that they were looking for. Instead, next play, Warriors get a 1st down and are inching closer to the red zone. as this Ben Davis Giants defense needs a massive stop after getting that 2-point conversion just on the last series. Again, no stack in the box here, man in motion. Powell keeps it himself right side, breaks one tackle and is pushed out of bounds by Carnell at the 31-yard line, so a gain of about 2 on the play.
Yeah, good job by Carnell just staying at home right there. And sometimes what the coaches are doing is they're guessing that you're going to get sucked in, and your eyes from the defensive perspective are going to watch that running back who you think has the ball. You don't stay at home and do your job, and then all of a sudden that's a big play for Warren Central. So good job by staying home and playing your role.
And on top of that, Carnell able to push Powell out of bounds to stop the clock. Powell looking left side, back to pass. Over the top, has his man incomplete. Looked like Howard had slowed down on the play. And that could have been 6 for Warren Central. But
I don't know what just happened there. They stopped the clock right there, but so what I was able to see there, Logan, was Warren Central has had success throwing the ball down the field. You got a wide open receiver. I don't know if it was a busted coverage or you just got behind him, but they're going to get those opportunities to play a little throw and catch right here.
instead of that, now 3rd and 8, ball on the 31-yard line, 3:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Ben Davis leading their East Side rival by 1.
He's sitting on the visitor side tonight. The small Ben Davis crowd has the bleachers rocking, and we can feel it shaking, and that energy is out there for sure.
Friday night football is back here in the state of Indiana. High school sports still playing on as we wait for the clock to be reset again here, and now we get it back to where it needs to be. So now a 3rd down play as the play clock resets for Warren Central. And again, could be 2-down territory depending on how confident the Warriors are in Joe Jackson's leg here.
I think that's what would be interesting to see is, do you trust him enough to make this kick at this point in time, or do you go for it on 4th down?
Single coverage across the line here. Giants showing blitz. Powell steps up and is going to take a sack at the 35-yard line. Toomer coming in from the backside, picking up the big-time sack on Prince Powell.
Yeah, well, what a great job by Ben Davis's defense. They came with the pressure, and that's what I've been saying all night long. When you see that pressure, you flushed him out of the pocket right there, and then he makes a mistake right there, knowing that you were in field goal position. You can't take a sack. You got to throw the ball away, but you can't take a sack in that situation, because now you basically are in a scenario that you got to kick a.
And here comes Joe Jackson, setting up for a 53-yarder from the right hash. They're going to have to hurry. And now Coach West takes the timeout, as that was a very rushed field goal attempt, and the final timeout taken by Warren Central with 2:40 to go. And a huge decision coming from this Warren Central sideline.
Well, and it's unfortunate because Coach West and his staff, they were indecisive in that situation, and they waited too long to make that decision, and then there wasn't enough time on the clock. You're running your team in right there, and then you're forced to burn your very last time out. And so, the question becomes, how confident are you? Because what do we got here, Logan? What do we have? A
53-yarder.
53-yarder. I can't tell.
Wind is to his back.
Exactly what that wind's doing right there. But it must be at least with him enough. Here's the thing. He has enough leg. It's all about the hold and the confidence in the way he is going to kick this ball right here. And so a 54-yarder he already has on the books this year. And Coach West said he thought in practice, in the right scenarios, 57 would probably be his absolute max. They're going to put him to the test right here.
Bit of a southwest wind coming in for Joe Jackson. He hit that 54-yarder and a huge win against Lawrence Central last week. That one was 40-0. This one is against your crosstown rival. Game on the line here for the senior kicker. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide left, didn't quite get there as Ben Davis holding steady defensively. And now the celebration starting a little early for the Giants from the west side.
Well, here's what Ben Davis understands right now is, Warren Central burned a timeout early on when they decided to go for it on 4th down. They weren't ready on the goal line. They had to burn another one there because Ben Davis was going for 2, so they weren't ready. And then they didn't get the kick out, the field goal team in there, and they had to burn their 3rd timeout. So now they give the ball back to them with 2:39 on the clock with no timeouts. And so in this situation, it has to be a 3 and out, or they can run the clock out and Warren Central never sees the football again.
A 1st down here would effectively end it for Ben Davis. Patterson gonna hand off to Fuentes. Still running hard, gains a couple on the play. He'll bring up 2nd down, and more importantly, that clock gonna keep running for Ben Davis.
And one thing you'll start to see is the first guy that gets to the pile begins to hold that guy up, and the 2nd and 3rd guys are coming trying to rip at that ball. And so Ben Davis has to make sure they have good ball security, because you don't want to turn the ball over and make a mistake like that in this situation. 2 hands over the ball, go to the ground, and just let the clock do its thing. And Ben Davis should be trying to run this clock out.
Like you mentioned, ball security is huge now for Brandon Fuentes, the running back here for the Ben Davis Giants. Play clock now under 5. Handoff Fuentes, has a hole, looking for a 1st down, gets it, and then some! He's off to the races! Brandon Fuentes, inside the 30, inside the 20, and hit down from behind by Sandiford, but it is maybe a little too late for Warren Central as Ben Davis starts the celebration.
Well, here's what's interesting in that situation. I know this is going to sound counterintuitive, but he was actually better off to actually score in that situation. And that stopping him at the end right there, that right there is almost going to cost Warren the game, because now they can take a knee and run the clock out. If he had scored in that scenario right there, that would have put him up. If they went for 1, if they stopped them, that would have gave Warren Central back a chance to score. Now all they're going to do is take a knee and end this game.
Handoff Fuentes. He's bobbing and weaving inside. Touchdown, Ben Davis with 1:22 to go. And now I agree with you, Travis. This one a little bizarre here. And we'll see if they're going to go for 2, and it looks like they are.
Well, I guess this is extreme confidence, because Coach Simmons said, hey, I'm not just going to take a knee and run the clock out. We're going to punch it in, and we're going to go for 2 and get it. But here's the thing, Logan, that's pretty risky, because if Warren Central stops them right here, they're down 7, and they're going to get the football back.
Big 2-point conversion yet again. It's been all Fuentes up the field. Patterson with it, right side, same play from before, and he's chopped down shy by Therese Reed. 2-point conversion, no good, as the Warren Central Warriors somehow still alive in this ball game with 1:22 remaining.
And that's what I was trying to explain right there. And I never want to be too critical of a coach, because they're game time decisions. But if he had taken a knee and not punched that ball in the end zone, it's 3. They can down the ball 3 times and basically run the clock out, or run the ball. They've seen him snap it, run around a little bit, take a knee, or worst case scenario is run 4 downs to 1 second and give him the ball back on the 1-yard line. Instead, what they've done now is they're going to put the ball back in Warren Central's hands, and here's the key. Not even in a situation just to tie, but to potentially win the game if they want to. And I think right now there must have been too much emotion, and somebody wasn't clear enough to think through that on the spot right there, because in my opinion that was a potentially big mistake.
Well, this is the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown. It always delivers in this matchup, the east side versus the west side. And a big kickoff going to be coming here for Ben Davis, as Hardesty, the normal kicker in on the kickoffs, not in, so keep your eye on that. Matt Lindsay, the senior kicker, going to do the duties here, so look for this one to possibly just be popped up or a grounder to not give Warren Central a chance to return it.
So the challenge is if you do that, then they get better field position.
or you just kick it deep and hope you kick it far enough that you pin them deep in their end zone. And they do kick it deep.
And it fielded at the 15-yard line. Reed with it, has a hole right side. Therese Reed cutting it back downfield. And now going to be brought down right at the 43-yard line. Great starting field position for the Warren Central Warriors.
Well, and that's the best case scenario for Warren Central right there, is you got the ball back, and now you have the ball midfield with a chance to put 7 points on the board to either send this game to overtime or maybe even be in a situation, Logan, that you can go for 2 and get a W.
Toomer making a big touchdown-saving tackle there to slow the progress of Reed. And now Warren Central, with no timeouts remaining, 1:11 on the clock, has a chance to make a drive to tie this ball game.
And Warren Central's had some success throwing the ball down the field, and they've done a good job throwing the ball down the middle of the field at that. And so I look for them to try to throw the ball down the middle in this situation.
Powell rolling left side, looking deep, and that's going to be out of reach for Jermaine Watson, the senior receiver. Incomplete, and it looked like Powell had his man in the flat there but wanted the home run.
Well, I think that's what you got to be patient. You don't have to have the home run right now. 10 yards, 15 yards, get the ball to one of your guys, let him get down there. You've got plenty of time on the clock right now. You don't have to hit the home run on first down.
2nd and 10 for Warren Central. Remember, the clock stops on first downs in high school, so 1:05 on the clock is an eternity. Again, Powell, left side, steps up in the pocket, looks to Howard in the flat. He's tackled by Moore immediately. Gain of 5. Warriors are going to have to hurry now since he didn't get out of bounds.
Now that is the difference. That's not the kind of situation. He's got to relax. He's got to make sure everybody's set right here to be able to throw that ball.
And they were, looks like, going to go for a spike now with 45 seconds. Powell going to take it left side. Same play, looking for Howard, incomplete. So 4th down with 38 seconds to go from the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's just an interesting setup right now. I think right now they're rushing too much. They had plenty of time on the clock. They didn't have to do that right there. Now this is a big 4th down, and they've got to get a first down right here, obviously, to stay in this game.
Well, Delgado has been the man all night long. Michael Clark, the big body tied in. Sure hands as well. Look for one of those two guys to possibly be the target here for Prince Powell and the Warren Central Warriors to keep this game alive. Under 10 on the play clock. Ben Davis looking for a big 4th down stop to seal the victory. Powell, screen to Watson. Watson looking for the first down marker, and he's going to be short, it looks like. They've stopped the clock. The official right on it. We'll see again, coming down to a measurement. And waiting for the official call from the referee.
That is an interesting play call.
Oh, my goodness, and there it is. Turnover on downs for Warren Central, and the Ben Davis Giants are going to come out with a dicey 21-14 victory here over the Warren Central Warriors.
Logan, I hate to see that play call right there. That would have been a great play call on 3rd down to now go up and have that extra yard right there. But to be in a situation to not throw the ball, to at least get a first down, is a tough play call and unfortunate for Warren Central tonight.
Well, how about that from the Ben Davis defense, standing tough, every inch counts, and they made it happen on 4th down, coming up with the big stop, and for the first time since the 2000-2001 season, Ben Davis going to win back-to-back regular season games against the Warren Central Warriors.
Kudos to Ben Davis's defense right there, because when they had to get the stop, again, Ben Davis got the job done, and they made the big stop in the big game tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Patterson dropping it, but the Warriors asleep at the wheel there. And the clock isn't stopping. It was an illegal snap there for Ben Davis. No one quite set, so a bailout there for Ben Davis. So they're just going to have to get this one and take a knee on it and get out of here with the victory.
Yeah, they're in victory formation. All you got to do is have one clean snap and take a knee and be done.
Looks like everyone getting their puppy set here. And there we go. That one a little more clean as Patterson coming into the ball game for the injured Jawan Swanson. And Chris Patterson, the junior quarterback, delivering when he needed to to get a huge victory against the Warren Central Warriors. And you can't write a script better than that.
Well, you know, we said in the very beginning we knew it was going to be this type of game, and this is not how we thought it would actually go, meaning the score and how they scored and the two-point conversion, but it is what Warren Central and Ben Davis do. Every single time they play each other, they battle, and tonight, Ben Davis battled a little bit harder, fought a little bit tougher, and came out with the W.
So a big 21-14 victory for the Ben Davis Giants against their crosstown rival, the Warren Central Warriors, in a game that had late game fanatics all over it, with Ben Davis scoring late, giving the Warriors an opportunity. Felt like the game was in the bag, and the defense holds tough when it needs to, as the West Side prevailing over the East Side on the 96th edition of the Circle City Showdown. That's win number 36 for the Ben Davis Giants in this series, as once again the Giants finding their winning ways back in the mix, picking up win number 2 on the season, and a good promising season ahead for Ben Davis. And what a game it was for these Giants, pulling through when they absolutely needed to.
Well, you know what, Logan, what I like about this game here is the fact that both these teams were struggling coming in. You had the East Side, the West Side. You know, you had these mirror images of how they operate, and you know what, these teams needed a win. They needed some momentum. They needed to take that next step, and Ben Davis, you know, stuck in. They were gritty. They continued to fight, and eventually they got that W tonight. So kudos to Ben Davis and their kids for working so hard. And you can see Coach Simmons right now kind of giving them that motivational speech, letting them know what happens when you grind and you fight and you keep working, that you can come out with that victory. And this is going to be a heck of a celebration for the Ben Davis Giants all the way back to the west side of Indianapolis.
And how about this, too? Last year, obviously, that game going to double overtime with Ben Davis pulling out a 27-24 victory in that one last season. This one looked like could have been on its way to overtime late. You never know when these two teams meet, but instead it's Ben Davis pulling out late in the game again to get the victory, as they held the Warren Central Warriors scoreless in the second half. That Ben Davis defense didn't just show up on the last possession. They showed up coming out of halftime.
Well, you know, there's a lot of mistakes that are made throughout the course of a football game, and those mistakes add up. And sometimes you can make a mistake and it doesn't hurt you. And other times you saw some things that hurt Warren Central tonight when, you know, they had a chance to have the field goal, and they botched that field goal. And, you know, even not getting the stop down in the end, and even that last play series, you know, they had the ball with another chance to win, and they couldn't move the ball down the field. And on the flip side of it, Ben Davis, they got it done when they had to. You know, the gutsy call to go for 2 to change the course of the entire game. Man, hats off to Coach Simmons, because not a lot of people would have had the guts to be, you know, down and actually do that at that point in time. So what a great game to watch, great game to call, and, you know, excited for those guys in purple and white to go home tonight and just feel good about getting a W against your rival.
Purple and white getting the win tonight. 21-14, Ben Davis taking down the Warren Central Warriors. Post-game coverage coming up next on your McNetwork Game of the Week.
At Tom Wood, we believe you can't put a price on peace of mind, so we don't. With Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage, you're protected for unlimited miles and unlimited time, all at no cost to you. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
I guess the wireless wasn't working. And one thing we talked about so much.
The McNetwork Game of the Week is a proud product of Frontrunner Media's Next Generation initiative. Thanks to FrontRunner, the MIC Network Game of the Week allows students around the MIC to get hands-on experience while working alongside media professionals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the hard-working students that make it possible. The MIC Network, led by students, powered by champions.
Tom Wood's lifetime powertrain coverage includes the 4 most important systems in your vehicle for unlimited miles and unlimited time at no cost to you. Protection from expensive repairs for a lifetime. Find the car you want the way you want at tomwood.com.
Welcome back, guys. Josh Ayen here with our MIC Network player of the game, number 6, Rylan Richardson, getting the go-ahead touchdown for Ben Davis. Rylan, this is your first win at Warren Central since 2012. How's it feel to make some history tonight?
It felt great. Coach Simmons preached to us what we had to do before the game, so we came out here and executed, and it felt good just knowing we got a dub after getting beat last week that bad.
I want you to walk us through, obviously, that go-ahead touchdown. You were running that post route. What'd you see on that play?
Well, while we was in the huddle before we called the play, they told me this was going to be my play. So when I was lining up, I seen the DB giving me inside leverage, and that's what I needed. So I ran, but I kind of slowed down because I didn't know the ball was coming. But once I seen it, I just focused in and caught it.
Coach Simmons was telling you guys after the game he wanted you guys as a team just to step up and make plays. How does it feel for you just knowing you've been able to stack really solid performances week to week and be able to make a play when the team needed you most?
It felt great because this is my first year starting varsity, so it felt great to come out here and make a statement every week, week in and week out. We've been putting in the work for it.
And just knowing, too, you've been battling some ankle injuries, including right before your game last week against Center Grove. How have you been able to battle through that and throughout the course of this season?
Rehab over and over and over every day in and day out. My mom being on me with wraps, taking care of it every day. So, yeah, we've just been taking care of it.
You guys are 2-3 on the season now. Big game next week against Lawrence North. How much are you looking forward to that one?
I'm looking forward a lot because Omar Cooper is ahead of me in receiving yards in the mix, so I'm trying to get that number 1 spot. I'm looking forward to it.
Love it. Love to hear it, Rylan. Well, congrats again on the win, and we'll see you shortly.
Huge congratulations there to Rylan Richardson, your MIC Network player of the game. And I tell you what, he's a guy that's really broken through this year. He wasn't a starter on the depth chart at the beginning of the year, and now he's earned it ever since that Pike game when he had a big breakout game. He's done it now.
Yeah, he played really well tonight and did a lot of things out on the field, not just catching the ball when he had to, but blocking and just being a leader out there, and gave Ben Davis a burst tonight that they needed.
Absolutely, and Ben Davis got a big burst there in the second half where they poured it on to Warren Central, scoring twice and getting it done, specifically in the fourth quarter. When you take a look at what was happening earlier on in the game, Warren Central got in control early after the Ben Davis score in the first series, but then it was just all defense from here on out.
Well, one of the things I loved about Warren Central earlier, they looked like they had things on cruise control. They were running the ball well, they were passing the ball well, and they were mixing it up and moving the ball. And they had that misfortune at field goal miss that kind of changed the scope of the game and gave Ben Davis an opportunity to creep back into this game.
See right there, big time fumble, one that Ben Davis couldn't quite convert on. Moving forward in the game, once again, Chris Jordan. That's a guy that maybe is an answer for Warren Central offensively in their run game.
Well, I think the offense is still really young right now, and they have some sophomores, some juniors playing, and tonight I think some of them they had a chance to grow up and they had the chance to develop on a big playing field against their rival right now. And I think that's what Coach West was looking for is can they get some game time reps and some experience to put themselves in a position to play.
And you talk about every game, every play, and thinking about that field goal opportunity. It goes over the head of the holder. Warren Central not even getting a chance at that one there. I would have put them up in the game. And Put them up 2 scores, and those points would have come in handy down
And I
the
think
stretch.
this was the big key right here is just, the guts to make these calls down the stretch, to run the ball in the end zone, go for 2, and put their team in a situation to win. And, this was a little bit interesting here, how this all unplayed, played itself out because, you almost want to let him score to get their chance to have the ball back, but Ben Davis decided to do that, and at the end of the day, it worked out well for Ben Davis, and they were able to get the win tonight.
Absolutely, Ben Davis coming away with the 21-14 victory. This is the 4th down play where Watson puts his head down, is looking forward, and spot just a little short, just couldn't quite get it to the line to gain. And that was the story almost all night long for the Warren Central Warriors, just being an inch short and going into a 4th down.
Well, it's always tough when you're playing your rivals because, this is such a big game, as we said. And, when you're struggling in your season, you're looking for something to hold on to. And this is always one of those games for both these two teams. Tonight, Ben Davis just executed better down the stretch.
Absolutely, and Ben Davis, once again, coming out with the win, getting their 2nd win in the MIC. They have a win over Pike now. They have a win over Warren Central. They want Lawrence North, and Rylan Richardson said it. He's chasing Omar Cooper for those receiving yards, and I'll tell you what, Rylan Richardson has proven to be one of the most exciting wide receivers in the MIC.
Yeah, he definitely has some excitement. And I think, the change in quarterback tonight for Ben Davis was a shot in the arm that nobody expected. He was able to come in, provide some down the field throws, some runs, and really that kind of gave Ben Davis what they needed to win this game tonight.
Absolutely. Ben Davis coming out of this one with a big-time victory. Next week, we're going to follow Warren Central out to the west side, take on Pike High School. Pike was up big on Lawrence Central in their last matchup. So we're anticipating another good matchup between Warren Central and the Red Devils. One team coming off a win, the other coming off a heartbreaker here at home to their west side rival. Tell you what, quick thoughts on that game with the Warren Central Warriors needing to bounce back against the Red Devils, who were getting hot at the right time.
Yeah, well, they're getting hot, and Warren Central's still looking for their identity, trying to figure out who they are, and this is crazy. Figuring out who they are and just trying to find out, can they really compete. And a loss like now tonight, either A, it sends you in a spiral, or it rebounds you, and now you pull together as a team and you try to win this next game.
Well, that will do it for us here from Warren Central High School. Final score in this one, Ben Davis 21, Warren Central 14. We wish you all a good night and stay safe this weekend.
The MIC Network Game of the Week is brought to you by the Tomwood Automotive Group, Papa John's, Marriott East Indianapolis, Brand Visions, and Frontrunner Media. You can watch the MIC Network Game of the Week on the MIC Network website, IndyStar.com, and WTHR Facebook Live.